Come on. It's fast breaks. Listen. We back with another one.
Fast breaks, yeah, we coming with the takes. Never early, never late, but we always push the pace, yeah. And we really study tape, y'all just view the highlights. Man, we really watching games, yeah. You just watch from the stands. We run 3-man weeks, Paul, Trey, and Allen, yeah. Way more than a fan. We got love for the game, we don't have to pretend. Got it out the mud like you get it off the glass. I'm the run the fast break, throw me the outlet. Yeah, we got it out the mud like you get it off the glass. Time to run the fast break, throw me the outlet. We on the brink, it's fast break. We on the brink, it's fast break. Let's go. Mic check, 1 2 1 2 1 2. Yo, Paul, turn me up in the headphones. A little louder. Pull up the charm. What? Walk with me. It go. I said. Best podcast in the world. Put the pod game on my finger and let it twerk. Like it's the basketball. Standing mad tall. With all my brothers and you know we ball. Till we fall. Coming to you with a pod in November. Always coming to you in the fall. Autumn. Off. That's my cough. Never soft. Throw the lob. Do my job. That's all I got.
Yeah.
Full.
Here's hard off.
Come on, man.
That was hard.
He said, always in the fall. Autumn.
Come on.
Hey,
These
man.
shoes, I bought them. Come on, man. Let's go.
Woo! Get them.
Hey, come on, bro. Don't fucking. Oh, I'm sorry. Don't play with me.
All right, monetization gone in minute 1.
Hey, my fault. Delete me out.
Y'all know who it is. My name is Ro, the hostess with enough today. I don't know if I have the mostest. I have enough today. And you know this, or you don't. That's Andre. That's
Just
Alan.
Andre? Hold on. Wait. Hey. Give me some more. Give me some more, guy. What's good with you? Give me a little more. Just a little bit more.
Pause.
Hey,
5%.
yo,
Yo.
that's going on the real. That's going on the real.
That's crazy. That's making me drop my damn glasses.
Hey,
Pause.
yo,
man,
he's
pause.
still going. He's still
Pause.
Yo.
My God.
Hold on.
That's who he tells you he is. And believe him when he tells you who he is.
Man, F y'all. F every single one of y'all.
Fire Perat. That's Alan. That's Paul.
Why?
We are Fast Breaks. And we're here for your audio adventure this week. We're powering through.
I just grabbed the rebound. Go for the put that coffee mug down, boy. Go for the outlets.
Might I have an outlet, please, sir?
Yes.
Thank you. Outlet. What's that guy?
Gunshots.
All right, jumping right into it. I
I'm gonna be selfish to start this pod because
That's the Lakers.
shameless plug. This is my birthday weekend,
There
so
you
we're
go.
gonna talk about the Lakers. Listeners, I'm old.
He's
I'm
the
old.
youngest member of this podcast. He's literally
That's
the
not
youngest. Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
You're turning 29.
Paul, what month is your birthday in?
August.
You got it.
All right, but here's the thing: the bracket that we're all in, we're old in our bracket. We're old young,
That's a fact.
and we have like 3 more years before we can become young old. and
Listen,
become-
listen, man. You can't call me old until there's a 3 in the 10th digit of my age.
No,
Still in my 20s.
no, because once we hit 30, 31, then we're young old.
I
Then
can't wait.
we become young in our bracket. We're like in the middle-aged bracket, but we're the young middle-aged people. Right now, we're the old-ass young people.
You see how crazy that sounds though?
I can't.
No, it's true because
I'm not appeasing these little 17-year-olds. I want to
We're
call
in the-
20
we're in the-
8 old.
What?
in the young person
You're
bracket.
dragging it. You're dragging it. You are dragging it. You're not gonna bring me down like you in
That's a
this
fact.
pause
He-
game.
He tried to
When
get
we
his
in
get
the
back.
pause
He tried
game
to
today.
get his get back.
He tried to bring me.
That was
Bro,
a
we are old, bro. We are. Yeah, that was crazy. First of all,
I'm telling you.
that was crazy. But yeah, in our youthful bracket, in like the young person, which is still what we're still in, we're the old young people. It's over.
I feel what he's saying. You're not wrong.
I'm not
It's
telling
over.
Like when they appeal to the young voters, I still feel like they talking about me.
Yeah, but that's they're talking
Whoever
about
was-
every age group at that point.
No, young voters are 18 to like 28, 30. That's young voters.
Yeah.
So we're
That's like young in life.
we're at the end of our youngness.
That I could agree with.
wild.
And then we become like we're not cool to our peers. But then once we turn 30, 32, then we're like the coolest of our peers. We're like the hip new middle-aged people.
So wait a second. When you hit 30, 39 is your peer. But when you're 20, 29 is not your peer?
no.
Is that what you're saying? Interesting.
Because 30,
Come on now.
30 is a milestone. Like when you hit 30, it's like, all right, you're officially a 30-year-old. But you're a mad young, cool 30-year-old because you're just 30. Like
It's a fact. You go from wearing jeans.
don't
to
hurt,
stuff-
your knees don't hurt, you still can play sports. Like
My knees hurt. What are you
But you're
talking
in your
about?
30s.
Let me
But
tell
you're-
you. Let me tell you when you know you get old. There's one pure test. When you're walking down the street and you see a YN with a ski mask on and you feel a little shaky about
No,
it.
no.
Nah.
I'm messing with you.
Nah, the non-YNs, look at the YNs, there's age and they're like, no, those people over there. Even it's an age group, it's not an age thing with that.
like do young people call y'all sir yet?
Yes.
Nah,
That's what happened for years though.
I don't think I ever got that. That's crazy.
I've got
It was
this.
crazy. I was in North Carolina, and a guy that looks like my age called me sir, and I'm like, wait, hold on.
Hey,
It felt so weird.
No, but there's a difference. There's like a sir out of respect because you're
Yeah,
like
yeah.
grown, and then there's a sir like I feel like you might tell on me to my dad. Or like
Why
I
are we
feel,
already
I,
talking?
I
I
feel
got
like
these
you might
two-
I feel like you might give me a lecture if I disrespect you. Like, do you feel yourself like would you like grab a young person by the collar and like give them a talking to?
but the young people don't respect it. They
Hey,
don't
how the
respect
game
Well,
played, yo.
you.
That's what I'm saying.
They
That's
be
what I'm
calling-
saying.
Stop
No,
acting up.
they still no. I don't know if it's a New York thing. They still call me bro.
Like I know I'm
They don't have
getting
any. They don't look at older people and be like, oh, those are my elders. I should listen to. Nah, these
no, exactly.
YNs,
You're still bro. Like you're still bro. Like once we start getting OG, or
Oh,
like
man.
once we start actually getting unk,
Nah, honestly, I'm
yeah.
hyped to get on
they
status.
call it 25 though.
I can't wait to get.
they
on
are, but like not legitimately, like not in real life.
No, but I'm a real life uncle in life. And I haven't got
Like on the court, like I don't get OG yet.
OG would
What
be
you got?
crazy.
One person
Bro.
called me OG, and I was like, oh, one person.
But I know I'm getting old because I played with some young bulls, and like after the game, I started to feel compelled to tell them what they need to do better.
Nah, I've done that. I've done that. You see, young
Like-
blood, you gotta penetrate with. Oh, pause.
Oh my
Come on, this man is out of that. No, what's going on? What's going on?
Bro, you just gotta play into it at this point. This is wild.
What is going on?
Thanks for tuning in to Fast Breaks.
That's a wrap. That is a wrap.
Wow.
All right. Jumping into it. Like I said, I'm gonna be selfish. 'Tis my birthday week. So I'm gonna talk about the Lakers because unlike most of the ESPN template and most of the ESPN stories, the Lakers actually deserve to be talked about this week. I'm gonna do a callback to season 1, to our first teaser trailer for this iteration of the podcast. LeBron James is still him. That at almost 40 years old, his birthday is in a little under a month. I'm not ashamed to say that I know that.
No, I knew that too. I knew that too. LeBron James, man.
He's almost 40 years old, and he's had 4 straight triple doubles, and he's the oldest person to do so, beating out himself when he did it at 37.
I didn't know that part. That's wild.
He's also the second oldest person to have. Actually, yeah. I think this is the first time he's had 4, but he's the second oldest person to have 3 in a row.
That's crazy.
I mean, what is there to say? What do y'all want me to just go off, or do y'all have any takes on this? I mean, 4 straight triple doubles, 4 straight wins.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we're getting point guard LeBron again. We beat the Philadelphia 76ers, Toronto Raptors, Memphis Grizzlies, and last night in a cup game, we beat the Spurs with Wemby and Chris Paul. I mean, not the strongest of opponents in these games, but still, I mean, we've needed every single point, rebound, and assist to get these wins. Philly was kind of a blowout, and so was Toronto, but
Philly's trash.
Philly's dead garbage.
I agree. I'm just saying. We're 8-4. I mean, how do y'all feel? Is LeBron James? Is this what you're talking about, Paul? In terms of the players got to do it, like, and this is why he's still the face of the league because he's still out here performing at unbelievable, ridiculous levels.
Well, I will say that conversation for me was more so about the playoffs, but
fair enough.
Yeah, it was more about the playoffs because you got to do it in the play. That's where you make your name. But as far as LeBron is creating or what he's doing are things that we may never see again.
We won't
in the history of the game.
The only one we'll
unless KD does it.
Yeah, I was going to say unless Kevin Durant keeps going.
Yeah.
Steph too, because Steph is up there in age too.
He is.
Yeah,
but the thing is. Yeah, but the thing is, the way he plays, his play style, he's not going to get some of these stats. He's not going to get triple-double so easily. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so this specifically we won't see.
Yeah, there's certain – because of the fact that LeBron is a mobile forward, and he's pass first, but he's still unstoppable in the paint, going to the paint. It's like
you're not the paint. He's shooting 46% from 3 this year. He's literally – he's doing what old people usually do and adding a new skill, which usually is shooting, but he still is athletic and physical enough to be a paint dot. Like he's still a 3-level scorer, but he's more elite at the 3 than he's ever been.
Right.
It's unbelievable.
I don't listen, man. There's nothing much to say about LeBron. LeBron is LeBron, man. Like I don't know what else to say. Like,
well, here's what we can say. There is a fixed timeline on this. He said in an interview, I think it was yesterday or the day before.
He's tired.
He's like, I'm not going to do this forever, and I'm not going to wait to deteriorate either. You got 1 to 2 years.
I good question.
Appreciate that.
He's chatted.
This is a good question. I've heard star players say I'm not gonna play till I'm washed before, and then I watched them play till they got washed.
Right.
Kobe said it. Now there were extenuating circumstances, like he kind of got robbed of some time and was trying to get it back, but he played till he got washed. Who else said it? I feel like Shaq said it.
Shaq said it. Vince said it. Dwayne Wade said it.
And Dwayne Wade said it, and they all played till they got. I mean, Dwayne Wade didn't get fully washed. He like actually kind of ended at a good time.
Yeah, I would say I agree with that.
He came back from those injuries kind of crazy. Like it's very impressive when you think about the injuries that he got and how he looked right before he retired. Like it wasn't that bad.
Dirk played till he got washed. Like I can't think of a star from the 2000s that didn't play. Like KG got washed, Paul got
Brandon
washed.
Roy.
I mean, he just got injured. But like, can you name a star from the 2000s that didn't play till they got washed?
I don't. I can't think of one, but
Dwight Howard.
But
he got washed.
He got washed, but
he wasn't.
I think all these guys. I think all these guys did suffer some injury. Like the injuries didn't completely take them out, but I feel like the injuries did make them.
I mean, we're not blaming them for getting washed. It's just that they did it. Tracy McGrady. Maybe Tim Duncan. Maybe Tim Duncan didn't get washed.
Yeah, Tim Duncan was kind of washed.
No. Tim Duncan did not get washed at all.
Yeah.
He might be the only one.
He was still pretty nice. Yeah,
like
I'm still arguably the best player on the team when he retired.
Yeah, I mean,
when did he retire? Because Kawhi was still there. What are you talking about?
He retired in. I want to say.
You're saying Tim Duncan was better than Kawhi at that time? Are you? Crazy?
I want to say 2017. Did he retire or 2018?
No, I think it was earlier than that. I think it was like 15 or
2015.
No, because he didn't retire before Kobe.
I think he retired
the same year.
Yeah, it was the same year. He just didn't say anything.
Exactly. It was.
That's a very Tim Duncan thing to do.
But
wow, they're really lifelong rivals, and nobody really talked about it as much as they should have.
Yes, they did. Just not where you are.
Yeah, that was a pretty good rivalry.
The Spurs outside of the Celtics are probably our biggest rivalry.
Yeah,
no, but I mean specifically Kobe and Tim. Like
maybe other than the Kings, but the Kings we don't really respect.
It's a position.
That's what I'm talking about.
I feel like they're pretty known rivals. I feel like at the time, in hindsight, I guess I can see why you think it wasn't talked about enough. But I remember specifically, it was a pretty big deal every time like Kobe and Tim played each other.
Yo, so if I look at I pulled up the 2005 All Stars, and again, Tim Duncan is the only one who didn't get what? Kobe, Tracy, KG, Tim,
did
Yao.
Kobe get washed for real, or
Yes.
like just injuries caught up with him?
That's part of it, though. Like, I'm not saying like they just got bad. Like, part of Father Time catching up to you is like the fact that you can't make it through a season without getting hurt.
Brandon Roy wasn't Father Time. Brandon Roy was like,
but he didn't really get washed. Like he just got hurt and couldn't come back. Like he didn't come back and was bad. He just couldn't come back.
Yeah, it's a little different.
So we never actually seen him washed. He just never came back.
Yeah, well, that's what I meant.
Ray Allen, Manu Ginobili, Steve Nash.
Ray Allen got washed.
Ray Allen didn't get washed. He didn't
for what he was. For what he was.
Well, hold on. Which version of Ray Allen are we talking about?
Prime.
What's his prime? Here's my thing. A lot of people consider him shooting threes on the Celtics his prime. That's like when he started.
They're wrong. They're
wrong. I know they're wrong, but that's just what it is.
Well, we're smarter than them, and they're wrong. So,
well, I can tell you, if from that second act of his, he wasn't washed.
I'll tell you this. I'll tell you how he was washed. When he's with the Celtics and he changed his role, when needed to, he could summon prime Ray Allen. He did so several times in the playoffs. I'm thinking particularly about the Bulls. Right, a lot of those Bulls series, he brought out prime Ray Allen. In some finals games, he brought out prime Ray Allen. Once he got to the Heat, he could never be that guy ever again.
Like he was just catch and shoot at that point.
He just looked like he did for most of his Celtics career until the end of his career. But you got to know that he had more than that he would occasionally bring out, and then he never could bring that out again.
When I think about wash, though, I think about not being productive.
Right, that's what I'm thinking.
Nah.
Everybody loses a step with age, except for
it depends on the player. You know,
if you're averaging 6 points because you shoot 4 to 6 threes a game, and you used to be a 20-point guy, you're washed.
That's washed. That's why it's very dependent on the player.
That's not like
he wasn't. But like I'm not. When we say wash in this conversation, I'm never saying any of these players got butt. I mean, Dirk kind of got butt.
Some of them did.
That's what I think about.
Dirk was a big one. I forgot about Dirk.
That's who I think about when I think about washed.
I mean, Kobe was pretty bad too, because Kobe was putting up maybe like 18 points in his last year, but on like 36%. Like,
yeah, he was forcing.
Yeah, but he was always like a 44% shooter.
He averaged 17.6 in his last year on 36% from the field and 29% from three. Like he was washed. He was just chucking.
Hey, man was out there having fun, bro. Come on.
Yeah, I mean,
but either case, I don't see LeBron really becoming washed only because like I don't know, it feels like now
I do.
he's
I've seen it.
mostly
I've seen it. You know what
you see
happens? It's when
what
he doesn't feel good, you see it. So he got sick maybe a week or two ago when we played Phoenix and then Cleveland
Mhm.
in back-to-back games, and we got blown the hell out.
Yeah.
And he was awful.
Actually, yeah, you're right. I do remember that game.
He was awful, like
Yeah,
missing layups and missing threes, and like he looked like a different person
but
at
you
40 years old. Like he looked like another player if they were 40.
right.
Like, just why are you out here? Why are you
But
playing?
do you think that constitutes him being washed? Because I feel like
No, he's not. I'm just saying I've seen what it could look like,
where
and it's him not having energy. So he always says it's his mind, not his body. If he reaches a point where like he no longer can summon energy, he will be washed.
right,
Bro.
and that's why I feel like he is going to retire, but before we even see that point, because it feels like he's being more consistent with like this statement. Because I remember there was a point just a few years ago when he was like, before he was like 36 or so, where he was saying like, "Oh yeah, I don't know when I'm gonna retire. I don't know XYZ." Like I want to say like around the Cavs time. I don't know if that what age he was at the time, but he was pretty consistent in saying like, "I don't know when." And then it seems like in the last 2 years, maybe three, um, he's been kind of like hinting at around this time being the end. And I feel like he's starting to feel, like you said, I feel like he's starting to feel like he's not able to summon as much energy as he once would. And I think he really wants to get out of the game before that becomes a thing.
No,
Because he's been
no,
so
I think
consistent.
there's a slight nuance. I think most players that we're talking about that are getting washed, and just to round out like the rest of the 2005, AI, Vince Carter, Grant Hill, Shaq, Gilbert Arenas, Dwayne Wade, Paul Pierce, Antoine Jameson, Jermaine O'Neal, Zydrunas Ilgauskas, Ben Wallace. I think about Dwayne Wade in particular. I think
You said
part of
Derek
it.
Collison?
Derek, who?
Did he say Collison?
No.
He wasn't a 2005 All Star.
What? No, the last name you said.
Ben Wallace.
Oh, Ben Wallace. You said. Oh, okay.
I think a lot of these players. I think a lot of these players, like think about Kobe as well. Dwayne Wade and Kobe, like in their last games, they went off, right?
Right.
And it's because they like all the skills are still there. They lose athleticism, but all the skills are still there. But for those last games, they summoned energy to go do it, right? I think the difference between LeBron is not that. What I think happens is the amount of energy they can summon gets lessened, right? Like they're still playing hard, but I think that the like how much they can fill their tank gets lower and lower. Like the amount of energy they can exert. I think the difference with LeBron is he's able to still summon the amount of energy it takes to do all this. And I think what his issue is going to be is how hard that gets. Right? So I think he's still summoning more energy than any player at 40 ever has, but what it's taking him to do that is getting harder. And I think that's what he's going to get tired of, and that's what he's hinting at. He's like, it's not that like I can't summon as much energy anymore. I can, but he's saying what it takes. I feel like he's feeling what it takes for me to summon this amount of energy is bad. And I think that's what he means. He's like, I'm not going to come out here and play if the energy I can summon is less than it is right now.
This is what I'll say though.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
I just wanted because you saying that made me think of something. Another great thing that LeBron does, and speaking of all this energy things, I think an underrated like nuanced skill that he has is like his like ability to conserve energy. He's a master at that too, and it's only been
within
this
the game.
year and last year. Yeah, he played like it's like a different game he's playing. Like just for an example, I'll give. I remember I was watching a Lakers game a couple weeks ago. I forgot who they were playing, but their Lakers were at home, and it was just one play that stuck out to me because somebody shot the ball. It was a miss, and LeBron was kind of like near the area where he was able to get a rebound, but instead of getting the rebound, he just let the other team's bigger guy get the offense. It was clear that it was so intentional because any other player would just like, hustle to try to get an offensive rebound. But he didn't jump up to get the rebound. He literally just timed it and let the offensive player get the rebound and just went up for a contest shot, and the guy missed the ball. LeBron was able to tap it out and run down the court. And I thought that was just like the genius way that's just gonna conserve his energy, because like he didn't know if he was gonna get that rebound. It was just gonna be a waste of energy. And I thought that was like mad smart of him, because to me it was super clear that was intentional.
He goes on personal runs. Like
Yes.
in these last 4 triple doubles, they're a great case study, because a lot of the triple doubles you see, the player will be on triple double watch after the first quarter. They'll like have the first quarter and they'll have like 5, 5, and 5. And you'd be like, oh, okay, this person's in complete control. He will be at like 10 points, 3 rebounds, and 4 assists in the third.
Yeah.
And you'll be like, oh, he's just going to have a solid game. And then in the end of the third or the fourth quarter, he'll go on a personal like 10.6 assist, 7 rebound run in a 7-minute span.
He's a master of managing everything in the game.
And that's what you're talking about. He'll just turn on his energy for a second. Against the Raptors, I watched him in the fourth quarter go get 8 rebounds.
That's crazy.
In the fourth quarter, and he just literally set his mind to it. He was just like, for this run, I'm going to now take over this game in every aspect. I'm going to go get every board, make every play, and if they leave me open, I'm going to score. And so that's what's really crazy, is he's getting a lot of these triple doubles out of one run.
Right.
And they're high triple doubles too. It's like 30 points, 15 rebounds. He had 16 assists against Toronto. Like,
here's the thing though, right? The thing with LeBron, why I think he's still going to play to like 45, 50 is because he still, if the Lakers remain good or even just decent and Bronny actually finds a way out of the G League, he's going to be motivated to still push himself to remain in the league, because he's never going to not. I don't think he's going to get washed anytime soon. He's the type of player. Look, I don't know what he does to remain healthy. It needs to be studied, because there's no way.
Watch Starting 5. They pretty much tell you.
Yeah.
I don't have Netflix. I'm telling you. But
no, you can't borrow it no more. Sorry, Netflix.
yeah. But anyway, yeah, it's just crazy how he still remains fresh. Like physically could still move the way he does. So I think because of that, I don't see him falling off or getting washed anytime soon. The only thing that could stop him is a major injury, and
him not having the energy to do all the things he does to get that way. That's what I'm saying. More like his body will always be able to do it. It's about him being able to put that key in the ignition and turn it.
Right.
I think like that's what he's getting tired of.
Like he could go right now, Paul. Like if he were to say, "I'm done with the NBA. I'm gonna go do what's it called? Ice Cube's league, the
Big three.
He'd be the greatest player in the Big Three history right now.
Well, yeah, but I'm just
saying.
What
I'm saying, but it's he doesn't like. There comes a point where you're like, I don't want to keep doing this.
It's a lot. He does. If you watch 25, he does cryo chamber, hyperbaric chamber, strength training, mobility work, red light therapy. Like this is a lot of time in the day, bro. Like he gets to the arena 4 hours early.
When does he have time with his family? You know what I'm saying? Like
it's a sacrifice.
It's a different priority now. You know what I'm saying?
Well, here's the thing.
All those guys do it though.
That's why I think Bronny being there energizes him because it makes him feel like he's not spending time away from his family by going to work.
He has family time.
Right. But here's the thing, right? I think he's still all the players you named got washed. I don't see him getting washed. So I think he will do what he has to do to still go out there and drop triple double. He's not doing a lot of these players. They do those type of things like the hyperbolic chambers and all of that to drop 10 points in a game. He's doing it to get triple doubles to compete for a chip. The Lakers are good.
Yeah.
No, but that's the exact difference I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
They would press the button and the gas would only the acceleration would only get to 60 miles per hour, not 120. But my thing is like, what if he gets tired of pushing the button?
Yeah.
If he does that and then tries to play without pushing the button, he'll be washed. And I've seen it. That's what I'm saying.
That's what
the days where he can't do that, when he got sick, I guarantee you he wasn't on his regimen because he was trying to get like well. And it showed. He looked trash. So if it ever reaches a day where he like doesn't summon the energy at home to push the button, he skips hyperbaric chamber. He doesn't get as much sleep as he needs to. He skips red light therapy. If he does that and tries to play, he'll be washed.
To your point, to Pharaoh's point, like all those players say that's what it is. They say they don't ever get tired of playing the game. They get tired of like the preparation to play the game. So to Pharaoh's point, there is going to come a day where he does not feel like doing all that stuff no more. So then he might be able to go out there and put the 30 up, but it's to do everything that he has to get to the point to even be able to do that. He's going to get tired of that stuff, and that's going to be the day LeBron puts the shoes away.
But like I said,
puts the crown down, vacates the throne.
No, that's crazy. That sounds crazy. But the thing is, though, like I said, all those players, they got tired of it, and then they will go out there and drop 2 points if they got out on the court.
Yeah.
This is not what LeBron is doing. I'm telling you, we're gonna see if he retires before 45, we're gonna see a guy retire with a lot left in the tank.
Yeah.
And you don't see that.
Going to go to 45.
He uses Tom Brady as a model, and what did we see from Tom Brady? Like, it kind of was that. Like, he just didn't want to do TB12 anymore. And he was playing that last season without really doing TB12. And he was kind of butt. He was kind of butt.
There's a lot of other things we can't leave out of that situation.
Well, like his family life.
No, but it plays into it, right? Because his family life was in disarray. Pardon me. He wasn't really focused on TB12. And it showed because he was butt.
Well,
this is a quick story like about like professional athletes and like having to move time away from their family. So obviously, like the audience knows I'm a lawyer. I know a lawyer who has a client who was a former professional hockey player, and he told us that like this hockey player is a really nice guy. He likes talking to him and stuff, but he can't relate to like anything in life. Like you talk to the guy about like you commiserate about like being late on like your gas bill and stuff, but he has like no idea what you're talking about because his whole life has been just hockey, and his wife, his parents, his in-laws take care of every other aspect of his life because he literally just gets up, goes, works out, focuses on hockey the whole day. And even to this day, he's been retired now. And this guy is like I think he made like the All-Star game a couple times. He played for like the Kings, and I don't know if he's Hall of Fame level, but like if not Hall of Fame, but like fringe Hall of Fame.
A good vet.
Yeah, good vet type guy. And so like that just always makes me think about like how much like sacrifice and time away from their own family that these professional athletes have to do because
it ruined Tom Brady's life.
Yeah, it ruined his life. And you have to like really love this man to do that, bro. Like there's nothing else. And in the starting five, Pharaoh, I know you saw it too, but Savannah was there talking about how like
realist one.
Yeah, she's a real one. Savannah was talking about how like LeBron feels bad at times, but like her and her family, they hold it down. They like watch him, go up in his career, skyrocket, and they just push him on, and she handles everything else. And it's crazy.
So like which is why I don't think the family issues that Tom Brady was having with Giselle are going to affect.
No.
LeBron. Savannah is not Giselle.
Yo, but you know what's big in that though? But go ahead, Dre, and then I'll go after you.
I was going to say LeBron's cognizant of that. That's kind of, and this is what Pharaoh and I were saying before. The fact that he's got Bronny running with him, the fact that Bryce is getting ready to make the run to the NBA, he's cognizant of the fact that he spent a lot of time away from the family, and he literally has to resort to recruiting his own son to have family time. He's going to be out in 2 years. He's going to go take care of his wife and his kids and his daughter, and he's going to be home.
No,
I don't even blame him. Also, there's nothing left for him to do.
You think he's gonna stay home and do nothing though?
No, he's probably gonna go run a company or something.
No,
I think he's still gonna be
he already is running companies. By the way, he's been doing that for a decade.
Yeah.
No, you know what? Who the one is? I'm telling you this right now. It's Zuri.
I was just about to say.
As she gets older and gets to a certain age where she has real things going on, he's gonna be like, yeah, I'm out. Like.
That's possible.
Because Bronny's here. Bryce is going to be hooping, so staying close to basketball keeps him close to Bronny. Sure. Staying close to basketball keeps him close to his boys. She doesn't play ball.
Mm-hmm.
So he can't be in basketball and be with her. So once she like really starts to, and she plays volleyball. I feel like she's gonna have a podcast one of these days because she's a character. From what we see, and that's what it's gonna be like that, like Kobe with Gianna, like being close to basketball kept him close to Gianna, but like when Natalia started getting older and then he had those two new little babies, he was like, yeah, nah, like why? Think about what he went to. He went into children's storytelling, right, to keep him close to his little ones, and then he was still coached to be in the game with Gianna, but like he went to go cater to the youngest children, right? So that's what I think is going to happen. Also, a big thing with Savannah, shout out to Basketball Wives. I think a lot of the difference also, and this is probably the difference in the Tom Brady thing, Savannah loves basketball independently.
That's fire. That's fire.
So that plays a lot of part in it. Like when your partner has love and an appreciation for what you do independently, like their desire to see you excel in that comes from like a fan perspective also.
Right.
Like my husband is one of the greatest ever at a sport I love to watch. Like I'm going to support him continue doing that because like I care about the state of the game and like I see what he means to the game. So like, yeah, go do that because I love basketball and therefore I already love what you got going on. Vanessa is like that. She loved basketball.
Yep.
Giselle did not love football. She got to a point where she started hating football.
Yes, she hated it.
And that actually I think was the death nail because it was like you're spending time away from us doing something that I absolutely hate that you do. Like I actually am so upset that you do this. And like you're getting injured doing this stuff and it seems silly. You've won all the like then I'm looking at it like just like a career where like you've done it, you've accomplished everything.
You're
like,
the undisputed greatest.
Undisputed so playing for the love of the game, like I can't rock with anymore because it's a dumb game in her words, and I hate it. Like
that's the other side of it. For Braun,
that's crazy.
He's not the undisputed GOAT, and because his wife has a love for the game, she might have more understanding.
But he has no chance. He has no chance to change that.
I don't believe that.
I don't know if he has no.
I never.
I'm not gonna lie to you, Pharaoh, because this is gonna bode well with you. If you're Lakers, if the Lakers end up somehow winning a chip this year,
he doesn't even have a chance to be the greatest Laker ever.
I don't know, bro. If he wins a chip right now at 40 and he Finals MVP,
It's two.
Yeah. I know it's 2, but I'm saying that changes a lot of the conversation.
No, it doesn't. I'm a Laker fan. And I'm telling you right now, it changes not a thing.
Why does it not change anything?
Listen.
You don't think that puts him at Kobe level
No, because we count. We count.
Shoot.
Oh, that's dangerous.
You know why? Because we've actually had a bunch of Hall of Famers in our franchise here. So 2 dinky rings doesn't no.
One Mickey Mouse ring. The other one you got when you were 40. Like, what are you talking?
I'm talking about 5 rings and 5 Finals MVPs.
Nope.
You don't think that makes him second greatest?
He already is.
He's not the second greatest. How can you say this?
Ever?
Yes.
It's you can't deny.
Hold on, let it rock it out. Hold on.
Listen, Dre, if I'm being objective,
He's not.
I don't think so, but objectively, you know, it's at the least a toss up. I gotta be honest.
Fine, I'll give you a toss up, but I'm taking Kobe on the side of that coin. What do you mean?
But he can't be. There's the thing. At this point in the career, his narrative is what it is. Things that get added at the end, like you're not erasing what has happened. So there's no way for him to change his legacy.
It's not changing. I'm just saying, if at 40 years old you get a 5th ring and a 5th Finals MVP, no one's ever done that.
But what does that change?
It's a whole nother historical that puts him. That for me and a lot of people are like on the fence about putting him if he's on the same level as Mike, is he on the same level?
But the other way to frame that, Dre, is it took you 40 years to get 5 rings.
Hey man, hold on. That ain't right. That's not fair. That's not accurate either. It took him 23.
So crazy. Such a Lakers fan thing to say.
I'm just saying that's a fact though. Like Kobe had 5 rings before he turned 35.
That's true.
Mike had 6 rings before he turned 36. So like that whole like hanging on to get a ring, like it wouldn't be one of those Tracy McGrady rings where like you were just trash on the bench and finally got one. But at a certain point, it's like, yeah, bro, like you hung on and we're good enough long enough to get another one. Like I'm gonna love it, obviously, but like he's past the point. And he says this: there's nothing he could do to change his standing in NBA history. It's cemented.
I don't buy that.
I don't buy that either. I'm not gonna lie to you, but
because you can't change the story anymore. The story is the story.
It's not changing this. The story
however grand the finale is, your story is still your story.
I don't know how we can look at if a 40-year-old man leads a team to the finals and then wins with said team, and he's the best player on that team. I don't know how we don't look at that differently.
Because that singular event might be the greatest achievement a basketball player ever makes.
Correct.
But it doesn't erase what we've seen.
No, it doesn't erase what we've seen, but we've also seen no one else have done it.
It's the way he has the most points in NBA history, and we don't call him the greatest scorer ever.
That's fair.
Yes, you have the greatest scoring achievement ever. And that's a singular incident. We say you have scored the most points ever. Like you had the greatest scoring achievement ever. But when we look at your career, we're not gonna ignore that. Like there have been better scorers. Like
yeah, but the thing is, and here's the difference when it comes to scoring. A lot of people, including myself, attribute that to longevity. When you've been averaging 25 a game for 22 years, yeah, you'll hit it.
But that's kind of
winning a
champion.
hold on. Winning a championship is different. It's not a longevity game where the longer you're in it, the better chance you have. He's on.
But you're making it a longevity point by pointing to the fact that he's 40 doing it.
No, I'm not making it a longevity point. I'm talking.
You are though, because you're putting the sauce you're putting on the fifth ring is the fact that he would be doing it at 40.
That's not a longevity point. That's like, oh my God, how could he do this when other guys are deteriorating? We literally talked this whole podcast about guys.
So a longevity.
It's
point.
not longevity because longevity is saying he's going to get it because of longevity. I'm saying he's getting it in spite of longevity.
Either way, you're framing it on the longevity point, whether it's in spite of or because of. You're making it special. I know, but you're making it special because you're talking about the time.
Yes, that's true, but it's two different perspectives.
That's just where I stand with it. Like,
no, I hear what you're saying, but I want to make sure you hear what I'm saying.
I do. I'm just saying it doesn't change the narrative.
I disagree. I'm sorry. I don't know how, but
what does it change about how we feel about him as a player in terms of what his career is?
It solidifies the fact that no one has ever done this before, and it really
he's done a ton of things no one has ever done before. Like literally lists long of things that no one has ever done. But he's the youngest player to pretty much every round number of points ever. He's the first person to ever come back from 3-1 in the finals.
True.
He's the first person to win a championship with three different franchises as the best player. He's the first person to win Finals MVP with three different franchises.
But all these things, you see all these firsts that he has contribute to the legacy that people are saying he's the GOAT because of this, that, and the third.
Yeah, but that's my point. Doing another thing that no one has ever done. He's the first NBA Cup champion ever. Like doing another thing that no one has ever done before doesn't change the narrative. Like
it depends on what that thing is. That's what I'm saying.
I don't think there's any. What else could there be? Like, and again, that's what I'm saying. You're gonna put so much gas on the age to say that this thing is the best thing he's ever done that no one's ever done.
Correct.
And like, I disagree with that. I think that 3-1 is the greatest thing ever. I don't think there's anything he could do that ever is gonna be better than 3-1.
I disagree. I think if he wins 40 and gets Finals MVP, that will be greater than the 3-1.
Why? Just because he's old?
Yes. Yes. Why are we not saying it like it has more impact?
Because what does that speak to him in terms of how good of a player he is? Just because he was still that good?
Yes. Yes.
No, but
yes.
That doesn't think about it though. Think about what I'm saying.
No, I think I hear what
it's not like he got better and he became the best player we've ever seen. He became what he became and just stayed that.
Right.
Why does that make him better than anyone else?
Because other people can't sustain that.
But that doesn't tell me how good he is.
Yes, it does.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. It's one level to hit the skill. It's the next level.
Okay, let's put it this way. Yeah. Let's take a lesser player.
Okay.
Let's take a guy that is just a Hall of Famer, but is not in the top 5
You
conference.
about to
Let's
violate
take,
somebody.
no. Let's take
DeMar DeRozan.
no. Let's take no. Like I don't know. I don't want to have a is DeMar DeRozan a Hall of Famer argument. Let's take KG. Yeah, perfect. Right, Hall of Fame player. Right. If KG up until his 20th year was still the KG from the Celtics, do we start changing and putting him in a top 5 conversation?
No, but the difference is if he's still the same KG and he's not getting any other accolades on top of it, no, it doesn't change anything.
No, but why would no, but why wouldn't he? If he was the same KG from the Celtics up until 2018.
Because even as the same KG on the Celtics, he only had one chip. It's not like he was doing crazy things every single year. LeBron is doing crazy things every single year. And
KG from the Celtics was putting up historical stuff.
I'm sure he was, but he wasn't an MVP. He wasn't a DPOY. He wasn't a chip. That's what
Neither is Bron. Bron has done none of those things.
That's fair. He's in his years where he's supposed to be deteriorating. He's become as you said.
Yeah, but you see how my analogy works? Like, yes, the consistency is great, and the only reason we're having this is because the consistency is that of a top 3 player. But the fact that he remains a top 3 player doesn't move him out of the 3.
No, I agree.
That's what I'm saying.
No, but it moves him further into the 3. And I'm talking. And
why?
Because it's context. It's about what I'm putting a lot of impact on what is being done.
If you have a car,
wait. Hold on. It's not just that he's showing up and making all-star appearances. I'm talking about.
No, I get it. He's where the consistency that he's holding is that of a top 3 player, and I get that feels. And this is not even hate. I get that feels like something should come with that. But if you have a car that tops out at 220, and you have other cars that maybe topped out at 230, maybe 225, it's kind of unclear, right? If at 20,000 miles, those other 2 cars only tapped out at 120, they fell off, right? If you have this car that tops out at 220 and it's still hitting 220 at 40,000 miles, does that make it a better car?
Yes. Objectively, yes. In fact, that's exactly the measure that people use to determine.
Why does that make it a better car?
Hold on. That's actually because it tells you this car is well built. It tells you that a car, through a number of circumstances through the year, will continue to maintain. It tells you that its cost to own is low because you, at a certain point, you're no longer making high insurance premium payments. You're no longer making car payments to own it.
That's not true. That's not true. A car with 40,000 miles, I don't care how fast it goes. If I'm an insurance company,
I'm sorry. I thought we were talking about a car with 220,000 miles.
No, I'm saying I did 20,000 and 40,000, right? At 20,000 miles, all these cars went comparable speeds. At 40,000 miles, this one car is still going 220. That does not make it a better car.
Oh, okay. I misunderstood you. I'm sorry.
No, that does not make it a better car.
No, that's
it's just a car that's holding up longer.
Paul, I think it was me. Or maybe not.
It's not performing better than any of those other cars. It's just performing longer.
Well, no, it's still performing better because it can still hit 220. That's actually performance. That's actual performance. For example, and this is actually, you know what, so timely is really what just happened last night. And that
all right, so then Chris Paul is the best point guard in NBA history by default.
No, not because he's not maintaining the level. He's not still consistently the same guy. Steph Curry, on the other hand, who's 37 and still doing the same stuff and still could potentially get a 5th championship, he might be the best.
I don't understand your argument in sports, and then we can get off this. My thing is like, then you're rating a player simply for output.
Output is important, and you know how
output. Hold on, we're bringing it back.
We know this about me. We know how I feel about output.
So then Kareem is the greatest center ever by default.
Yes, he is.
No, but he's not.
Wait, you said Kareem is what?
The greatest center.
If we're just concerned about output, Kareem is the greatest center ever by default.
Kareem is the greatest center,
but not by default. But yeah.
He is the greatest at it. I don't know what we're talking.
No, but see, Paul, you don't want to make it by default, but by Andre's framework, it would be by default. He had.
But
The
in
I
my
don't agree
mind,
with his
he's the
framework.
greatest
I agree
center
with-
by default. I don't know.
Then jump in here so we can move on. Paul and Allen, jump in on this point.
Listen, I'll say this, right? I don't agree that one ring at 40 would make a big difference. I don't think he's going to be done after 41, 42. I think he has opportunities to get more. I think he could get more rings than Jordan.
That's like saying, like if two players, right, are playing against each other, and they're somewhat even, and then you ask them how old you are, and one says 22 and one says 32, and you saying, oh, the 32 is better than the 22-year-old because they're close and he's 30. That's not fair.
I agree. I agree with you.
But
That's why I
not-
don't agree with Andre framework. But
Wait,
I'm
hold on,
saying
hold on. 'Cause
I'm saying he could get a lot more rings, and getting a lot more rings would cement to me that he is greater because I think
Because of the rings.
greatness-
Listen,
Because of the rings, though.
I
Yeah.
think greatness is achieved in the
Alan,
playoffs.
jump in, and then I'm going to
Listen,
top off what I'm saying.
I don't agree with Andre, but I don't think you're framing what he's trying to say correctly, because it's not the fact that he's old alone. The old, like his age is
great.
additive. You know what I mean? It's not like the
Right.
sole reason. It's an additive, and he's saying the more things he adds his legacy, the more he will probably eclipse.
But he's only giving me one ring, which still
So,
only puts him at
Right.
5 and still
Right.
puts him at
Fair.
5.
So you don't care about
finals losses.
longevity then?
right.
It's not that I don't care about it. It's that when I'm rating better player, I'm taking the best version of you. This is not the best version of LeBron. We can all
So
agree on that,
longevity
right?
doesn't factor into greatness to you.
It does factor into greatness, but my thing is your story. I take everything in totality, right? So you still being good, if in all that goodness and how long you extended your career, your heights and your accomplishments still don't surpass what someone else did in a shorter amount of time, I'm not giving you credit that you stretched your resume longer. Is your resume better or not?
I agree with that.
Period.
I agree
Why
with
does,
that. I agree
why
with
does the time frame of when they do it? I mean, I agree with you, but I want to see, like, why does it matter if someone did it in a shorter amount of time? Because there's context on top of
If
that.
I was the CEO of a company for 5 years and you were the CFO for 30 years, I'm not saying you meant more to the company because you were a CFO for 30 years. If in my 5 years as CEO, I pushed our gross revenue $500 million, and as CFO, you pushed our gross revenue $200 million, I don't care that you worked for us for 30 years. That man gave us $500 million in profit.
Right.
So I don't care how long LeBron plays. If his accomplishments in totality don't surpass Kobe Bryant or Michael Jordan, I'm not giving him extra credit because he got close and he did it for 30 years. Like,
well, so here's the
I
thing.
agree
This is
with
what I keep adding on, and this is what we're missing. If LeBron wins,
to answer your question, a 5th ring does not put him above Mike or Kobe to me. No.
Well, actually, it might, because guess what? He'll have the same amount of rings as Kobe. He's the number
Sure.
one scorer in history.
Okay.
All right. He's the number one. What was the cup that he just won? He has probably more gold
NBA
medals than the rest of them.
Does it erase 5 finals losses?
6 finals losses, and no.
All right, then. That's my point to why he can't do anything.
So now, wait a second.
That will never go away.
Wait
That
a
will
second.
never go
That
away.
was gonna be my point all along.
Wait a
Competition,
second. Wait a
competition,
second.
though.
Wait a
Gotta rate the
second. Wait a
competition you played
second. Wait a
against.
I
second.
don't care.
Wait a second.
Oh, you don't
comparative.
care? Nah, that's
You know
I
why?
don't agree with
No,
that.
you know why though? Because it's comparative. You were better. Remember how we did comparison to peers? The premium between LeBron James and his peers and the premium between Michael Jordan and his peers was the same.
I don't.
Say it again.
But the teams, though, the teams. It's
I
not.
don't care. I don't care. The gap between Michael Jordan and his peers, and if you're arguing that teams are better and therefore there were players that were closer to LeBron, and so you got to rate competition, I would hear you. But LeBron, you are as better, if not more better, than your peers than Michael Jordan was to his peers.
True, but the peers weren't teaming up at the rate that they were under.
You're better.
That's unrealistic. That you can't rate the game like that.
No,
You know
I
what
agree.
messes that argument up
team
for me?
name.
You know what messes that argument up for me? The 3-1. It's his greatest accomplishment, and it's also going to be his greatest weakness. Because you show me it's possible.
Nah.
That's different.
Nah.
Period.
Nah,
Period.
because that
You
same 3-1 team got the person that was arguably just as good as him, almost as good as him.
But let's be honest.
You showed me it's possible. You showed me that you are so much better than these guys.
No, come on.
That when it comes to it, you're just going to be better.
But then
win the games.
But
so then when you don't do it, when you don't do that, now I'm holding that against you because you're not doing it.
Because it's a team game, and when you get the one guy that's almost as good as you and add him to that team, then how are you supposed to beat that team?
But then that's the argument. Then you're telling me the reason why this era was suffering for LeBron is because you truly think Kevin Durant is close to him. And if we thought that, then we have to change how we talk about Kevin Durant. But we can't talk about Kevin Durant and to be taken away from all his greatness, and then on the back end say, "Oh, but we got to give LeBron grace because Kevin Durant is almost as good as him."
That's
we can't have it. We can't have it both ways. We can't have it both ways. If Kevin Durant is what we say he is, then you should have got it done, Bron.
What we say he is. See, we could dive deep into that, but
you like that, right? You like that, right?
Yeah. You gotta talk about that. You gotta talk about that because
I
got something for you. I got something for that, but you gotta change.
If we're gonna do that to LeBron, then we gotta start actually putting respect on these players. I mean, if we want to make this argument of he had it harder.
I don't disagree with that.
I don't know what he's talking about, Andre. I don't know what he's talking about. He's not putting respect on.
I don't know what he's talking about. Because here's the thing: if we're talking about all the context, we don't scrutinize the 3-1 enough.
Scrutinize it?
We don't scrutinize it. Remember, that 3-1 doesn't happen until Draymond gets suspended.
And
that is a big catalyst.
I don't want to go into that.
Still playing.
Yeah, that's my argument against Steph. Like, as much as people try to make Steph look like he was close to LeBron during his MVP years, at the end of the day, bro, when it came to it, that man was better than you 3 games in a row, period, at the end of the day.
No, that's a fact. That's a fact.
They say he was injured, so I don't know.
And my argument against KD is that's what happened to KD the series before. Steph was better than you 3 games in a row where it mattered. Like, I'm a team game guy. Like, I promise you I love that perspective. But, bro, at the end of the day, bro, you gotta players are getting it done. It's the team is not winning the game. Like, the team is the context in which you win the game, but at a certain point, like if the teams are close, it comes down to who has a better player.
The Warriors are not close to the Cavs in 2017. They were not. The Cavs were that much better than the East, which is why they got to.
No, but you're saying that on paper, but when we actually look at how the season played out, when we look at the records.
Even on paper,
those teams were not like the team before it was 73-9. So, like,
even on paper, man.
Okay.
When I go back and look at it, even on
paper.
So
when we actually look at performance, the team before Kevin Durant performed better than the teams with Kevin Durant.
Chemistry. They had more chemistry.
I don't. So talent beats chemistry. We know that's not true.
No, I'm saying that
right.
Get talent, there's a learning.
But if talent doesn't so even with all that talent, that team was still dealing with the fact that there was a lack of chemistry. So I'm not jacking that they're necessarily better than the 73-9 team. LeBron just couldn't get over it because what happened? Let's be honest. Kevin Durant outplayed him in the finals.
It's not that simple.
Room to do
I don't. No, he didn't. No, he did not. No, he did not.
No, he did.
LeBron played better than Kevin Durant in the finals.
It's very arguable. They
were talking about LeBron should maybe be the first one since Jerry West to get the MVP because he played so much better. So that's not true.
He didn't play so much better.
What is true?
He didn't play so much better.
You're wilding.
Yes, so much better?
Yes. Some of the greatest final performances we've seen in the last 20 years were in that series.
He was doing that every year in those finals runs.
I said some of.
Yeah, but you're pointing to that 1 year. I'm saying that was just standard LeBron James in the finals at that point.
And that standard LeBron James in the finals is better than what Kevin Durant gave you in the finals ever. Like statistically, you can't even debate that.
Now, Paul might have a point because LeBron James was the points leader, assist leader, and win share leader for the entire 2017 playoffs.
LeBron was better than Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant. The problem was Kyrie wasn't better than Steph, and Clay was better.
LeBron in 2017 gave you 34 points, 12 rebounds, 10 assists, 1.5 steals, 1 block. This is better than what I'm about to say. hear me when I say that. This is better than what I'm about to say.
Yes.
Is it a lot better? Kevin Durant gave you 35, 8 and 6, 1 steal, and 1.5 blocks.
I don't know.
That's not a lot. Like yes, that's the 2017 finals.
LeBron, KD had 55%. LeBron was at 56% from the field. KD
So yeah, the triple double looks nice.
Well, KD was 47%
nice.
from 3, 47%, which is insane. LeBron was 38.
I get it. The triple double looks nice visually, but that man was giving you 35, 8, 6 assists, a steal, and 2 blocks.
LeBron did that with.
He was also asked from the free
pressure
throw line. No cap. 65%.
Bro, get all that narrative stuff out of here, bro.
That's not narrative. That's the game.
Bro, on the court, bro. On the court. Kevin Durant played better than him, bro.
On the court, Kevin Durant did not play better than him. On the court, does the statistics say LeBron played better than him? Hold on. Quick. Real quick. LeBron.
What statistics?
You even said that LeBron stats
So because he got more rebounds and more assists, he played better?
Hold on. LeBron James, right? Well, first of all, if you go off of statistics, those are 2 more statistics where he led Kevin Durant than the one that Kevin Durant led LeBron. Number 1. Number 2, right? On the court, defensive pressure matters. LeBron did that under more defensive pressure than Kevin Durant did. I will never forget when J.R. Smith had Kevin Durant, Steph, and Clay running at him on a 3-on-1. No, I think it was a 3-on-1. And Kevin Durant was running down the paint. And J.R. Smith said, I'd rather KD, like it was 2K, I'd rather KD get an open dunk than to give up an open shot to Stephen Curry. And he left Kevin Durant and ran to Stephen Curry at the corner.
But you're
there is no team. Hold on, wait. There's no
team
in which LeBron James played on where you could say, I would rather LeBron James get the open 2 than his teammate get an open 3. Even if it was Ray Allen. There is no team that matters.
I know this is going to sound weird for me. When you're talking about evaluating the greatness of a performance, that requires the context. There is no doubt that what LeBron did was harder to do than what Kevin Durant did. And that makes it a greater performance. When we're talking about did someone outplay someone, that's not a greatness conversation. And this is what I'm talking about in terms of like going back to Andre's point, like talking about better. Like better is objective, bro. Subjective is when we talk about how we feel about it. Greatness is not something that you can measure objectively. It's a feeling. It's how we feel about it, right? It's context. What LeBron was greater than Kevin Durant in that series because what he had to do was harder, right? He had to overcome more. But that doesn't mean that it makes it better. It doesn't make it outplay. You're talking about performance. Kevin Durant outperformed him. Now, it was easier for Kevin Durant to do so, and so we don't feel as good about it, and it didn't talk to his greatness as much. But objectively speaking, he outperformed LeBron.
LeBron averaged a triple-double with only like 3 less points than him. So even then, no. That the triple you can't look. You average a triple-double in the finals. Most people not doing that in the history of the game. No.
So the 4 rebounds and 4 assists more that he got.
Again. Yes. 4 assists more equals to either 8 points more for your team or up to 12 more points more for your team. Yes, I'm doing. Yes, I'm giving that to him. Yes, especially the assists. Yes, 4 more assists matters. 6 assists and 10 assists are different.
Fair enough.
I mean, I feel you. My whole point was that it's close.
Nah.
So either it's, I mean, performance wise, it was close. You're not telling me that 4 rebounds and 4 assists make it. he far outperformed him. You're not telling me that. I'm not hearing that.
It's enough to say he definitively.
Sure. That means it was close.
Definitively is close.
Yes.
Not that close.
Definitively doesn't necessarily mean close. It doesn't.
In this context, I think it clearly does.
I don't know how close it is. Here's the thing. I'm not gonna. He was definitively better, Close, I wouldn't be like if he was averaging. Then again, he's averaging 34. I don't know, Paul. This is a hard hill to
Did
stand.
anyone? That's
is
what
a hard
I'm saying,
hill.
bro.
Triple
The man
double.
averaged 36 points on 50, 40, 90, bro.
Hold on.
Damn near 60, 50, 90.
Hold on. Was Kevin Durant close to a triple double?
Yes.
No.
He had 8 boards and 6 assists.
6 assists is not close.
That's
not close.
That's subjective.
I mean, listen, we gotta.
That's still the peak.
We're close now. Because here's the thing, and this is the thing.
Subjective.
If we're going on a purely efficiency stand, we can talk about LeBron having triple double, but he was also 65% from free throws. Like he was not. The percentages were not in his favor on
65% from free throws, 28% from 3, or 38% from 3. Like
triple double. Y'all some Westbrook fans.
Y'all rate that triple double. Oh,
I love the triple double. Don't get me wrong. But also the other side of the context is when your running mate is Stephen Curry, you can go get 35 freely. You can go get 35 freely.
Rose talking about just being outplayed though. He's taking out the context and looking at like
because that speaks to greatness to me. Like we're like if I run and I'm running barefoot and you run and you got shoes on and I win the race and you lose the race, I'm not about to tell me you can't tell me that you outran me because you're barefoot.
An argument could be made you outperformed though.
No, you didn't. I won the race. Now what you did was greater than me. Your greatness shown more than me because for you to even compete with me barefoot, amazing. But
what if you had a head start? And now, how about that? You have one person has a head start, but both people got shoes.
They didn't start the series. They didn't start the series. Warriors up 1-0. So you're not going to give me head start. LeBron James was barefoot and Kevin Durant had shoes on, but they didn't start the series 1-0. So we're not doing this head start nonsense.
To average a triple double with the guy with shoes.
You almost beat me with bare feet. You're greater than me.
No.
Granted, but you did not outrun me.
To average a 30-plus point triple double.
You did not outrun me. I won the race. I crossed the finish line before you. You did not.
So we talking about the fact that he won the chip, or are you talking about the stats?
The stat. I outperformed you.
No, he did not, because he got.
No. Hold on, Paul. Before you do it, sure. Right, but in terms of analyzing my argument, if I were to argue that he outperformed him, that's why I take the greatness out.
Yeah,
we're just talking about performance. Now we've come to this agreement that he didn't, but I'm saying that's my analogy. If we're running a race and you're barefoot and I have shoes on, if I win the race, bro, I outran you. I don't care. Like you're a greater runner than I am, and I'll probably say that. And kudos to you. Sorry that you had that situation. And you could probably say if you had shoes on, you would have beat me. Cool. The fact of the matter is, I won the race. I outran you.
Well, let me say this. Number one, if you're the person that wins, since we're talking about this analogy on Kevin Durant, if you're the person that wins with shoes on and you take pride in that, you're soft. Number one. Number two, since we're on the topic of the Warriors,
Not if that's Usain Bolt.
What?
If that's Usain Bolt over there?
If Usain Bolt is on the track with some Puma cleats on, and he barely...
I'm saying if Usain Bolt is the barefoot one. If me today, if I, Pharoah Sutton Jackson, with sneakers on, win a race against a barefoot Usain Bolt, you bet your ass I'm hyped. Are you kidding?
If you're Justin Gatlin, no.
Yeah, that's different. Yeah.
No.
I'm taking it.
No, that's weak. That's weak. That's you. You said I'm you. Okay, all of us. Sure. If you're Justin Gatlin, that's weak.
Yeah.
Well, then that's the question. Am I Justin Gatlin or am I Rowe?
I think it's clear.
that comes back to but then that just sets us up for that conversation, right? Again,
about how you feel about KD. Yeah.
That sets it up, right? So if we're saying he's Justin Gatlin, then we can change the argument. If we're saying he's really close to LeBron, then we can.
Clear he was.
So then stop disrespecting Kevin Durant.
What is it? Let's talk about that next episode.
Is Kevin Durant a top 5 player?
No.
All time?
No.
Yes.
No.
Was LeBron?
Then he's
clearly a
not
top
close.
five
Then he's
player?
not close. Then
Was-
he's not close. Then he's not close.
At
Wait.
the
Then he's not-
time.
No,
At
no,
the
no,
time.
no, no.
LeBron
Then
was
he's
the
not
top
close.
player at the
Then
time.
he's
What
not
are you
close.
talking about?
Then he's
At
not
the
close.
time.
LeBron
Then he's
James
not
was
close.
a top
Kevin
3
Durant
player.
top 20. Top
Then
15.
he's not. Then he's
I'm
nowhere
sorry,
near Bron.
LeBron was
Then
a
he's
top
nowhere
5
near
player.
Bron.
Now.
Then he's nowhere near Bron.
Now.
Then he's nowhere near Bron.
Now.
No, you can't do that. You can't have your cake and eat too, Paul. He's
What are you
either close to
talking about?
LeBron or not. He's either close to LeBron or not.
Listen, LeBron's performances against Kevin Durant in those finals are a big reason why he's even top 5.
So then
What?
that goes to my
What?
point.
No,
and
no,
that
no,
means
no,
Kevin
no, no,
Durant
no, no.
is not close to him.
Are we
What
gonna
are you
talk
talking
about
about?
this, or are we gonna
What
get
are
to a
you
different
talking
topic?
about?
Because
He
we
was
could go
top
on
five
about.
He was top five
Man.
before- No. What are you saying? He was
Yeah, I don't know
top
what
5
he's
before
talking
he
about.
faced
I don't
Kevin
know what
Durant.
he's
What are you
talking
No, he
talking
wasn't.
I
about?
don't know what he's talking about.
No, he wasn't.
What
What?
happened before Kevin
What?
Durant? You on drugs? bro?
What? He wasn't a
LeBron?
top 5 player before
Are you on
2017?
drugs?
Jordan,
Are you laced?
Jordan, Kareem, Tim Duncan, Kobe.
Wait a
who
minute.
else?
Wait a minute.
Shaq,
You're about
arguably.
to tell me his performance in finals losses moved him up the ladder?
Hey,
Yeah.
man.
Yes,
Hey,
yes,
man. What are
yes,
you
yes,
talking
yes.
about, brother, man?
Let's really talk about it.
Brother.
Yes, yes.
My brother in
It
Christ.
matters
My
because
brother in
what-
Christ.
most people. I think we need to put out a survey or something. I don't think
Paul,
most people believe that
You're the
even
biggest
Michael
person
Jordan
that
would have
tells
beat
me
the Warriors
winning
in
chips is the
2017,
biggest thing. You tell me winning chips is the biggest thing that matters to legacy, but
100%.
you're saying the thing that moved LeBron to be a top 5 player was losses.
Don't I always say though that every chip is created equal? I say that too, right?
You say that? You say
So
that?
a
Yeah.
loss is a chip. It's just a created different chip.
No, I didn't say that.
It's a
I
chip
didn't
in
say that.
experience.
I said
It's a chip
I'm
in spirit.
I'm saying
It's a moral
I'm
chip.
saying-
Come
It's
on.
a moral victory chip.
Listen. If LeBron James
You rate
is-
those finals losses more than the 2020 championship?
then in 2020?
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
he does. Yes, he does.
Really?
He does.
Bro, you're laced
Yes.
out
Let
your
me tell you
mind.
That
something.
2020 little bubble chip
I'm
in the
concerned.
I'm not
empty
gonna
gym.
lie.
I'm
In the empty
concerned
gym.
for
You saw
you.
what Stephen A. Smith was doing in the
I'm-
empty gym?
I'm
That man was
concerned for you.
unstoppable in the empty gym.
Everyone was there in the empty gym, though, so everyone was unstoppable.
It was all playing exactly.
Right. And right. Exactly.
That might have been his best chip.
That's his worst chip. What are you talking about?
No, 3-1
That's
is
his
his best
worst
chip.
That
3-1
is
is his best
too,
chip.
but
What is-
every
And we highly
every
screwed-
every
and we
NBA
screwed
player
guys
ever,
away.
That little bubble
every
chip.
every
What?
NBA player better
Alan,
this side of
hold on. Everybody stop. I need Alan to speak because right now
Yes.
I feel lace listening to Paul. Alan, say something.
Talk about the
Please.
2020 bubble
Just
chip. I
nothing
will
to
never rate
say.
that.
We can move on from this topic. But the whole point is the fact that this conversation got to a point where it is just shows me that like LeBron winning the chip at 40 is not going to change legacy. Because look how much discussion there's been just from off
That's
that.
my
point.
point. That's my point.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
So all right, so I'm wrong. F me.
You're not wrong. Your opinion is your opinion. Your opinion is your opinion.
Getting me tight.
Let's talk about
Getting
the
me
other
tight.
old man. Let's talk about the other old man.
Forget
An hour
them.
into the pod.
Thanks for joining us this week, Fast Breaks.
Built-
We'll play 2K.
Built for Wardell Curry. Built for Wardell Stephen Curry Jr.
Are you having a stroke?
That was a lot of work. You say
Yo,
that
yo.
right now. Say it right now.
Built for war, Dell, Stephen Curry.
Nah, that pause. See that? See how you had to pause and think about it? See how you had to pause and think about it? I try to flow with it and have
But
rhythm.
why would you do that? Why
Because
would
I'm
you-
nice. Because I'm the hostess with the mostest who only
The
has
most
enough
host.
today.
All right, so maybe you should.
So
I
let
don't
me
know.
rock. I only have enough today.
Are you playing 2K after this? That's all I need to know.
Yes. Anyway,
Hey, my guy.
the Golden State Warriors hosted the Dallas Mavericks. Klay Thompson returned to the Chase Center for the first time in what might have been the greatest returning player reception I've ever seen.
Yes.
Actually.
I actually found myself getting emotional, and like again, it being my birthday week, like I felt my age a little bit watching that because I was like, my fiance was there with me, and she was like, "Yo, is this like a big deal?" And she's like she's an increasingly not out of context, but she was like, she understood that it was a big deal for him. She was like saying like in context of returns, like, is this something like very different? And I was like, yeah, like I'm trying to think, like I don't ever think I've seen a return of this magnitude. I've never felt this emotional during a return, and I've never felt this incredulous. Like, I was watching this and I was really like, yo, I really never thought I would ever see this. Like, seeing Klay Thompson like in a different jersey. Like, the start of the season, you had that, but it was the juxtaposition of him really being an oracle and that fan base like having to express their love for him while he was in a different jersey. Like, I don't know if I've ever seen a player who meant that. I mean, Dwayne Wade putting a Bulls jersey on was weird.
It was weird.
That's probably the closest. Like,
Cavs jersey was weirder. Yeah,
him coming back to Miami, being in not a Miami Heat jersey, that's probably the closest I've ever seen where I was like, this is wrong.
Yeah, agreed.
This don't make no sense. This was ridiculous. Like, does anyone else, like, we're all real men in here, whatever. Did anyone else feel like a little emotional, just like as a basketball fan? Like, because it put into perspective like a certain era of my basketball fandom to me.
Yeah, that's
that I didn't have as a kid. Like, the end of my childhood basketball era was just players getting old and retiring. But like the end of like my young adult basketball era, like high school to college, it like came to a point in this moment where I was like, yo, like, Klay is not a warrior.
Yeah.
Like,
before I can't hear you, Ellen.
You hear me?
Yeah.
Yo, I was just agreeing that was really weird to watch.
Was anyone else emotional? Like, did it put it in like broader NBA fan perspective?
Let me tell you how I felt.
I don't know if I was emotional. It was just nice it felt nice to reminisce for a second and be like, this is what he really built up.
No, see, I'll say this, right?
Even what the captain had, I was like, I don't know if I would see like emotional, like I was like, I felt something like sadness or anything, but I couldn't help smile. That's the thing. Like, I couldn't help like smiling watching. It's like, damn, like not necessarily.
Paul, before you go,
focused on like what came before.
I want to set you up for this, but see, you got joy out of it. I got profound sadness because, again, the fandom I come from, right, is like the Lakers. We have not once ever done like the closest that we ever came to that was Shaq, and that was unbelievably devastating. But at the end of the day, he only spent maybe 6 or 7 years with us, right? Like, to see a player that means that much for a fan base not be on that team.
Yeah.
Like, that's why that was the greatest reception I've ever seen, because we should never see anything like that.
Yeah.
Like I get it from a business standpoint, but like for a fandom to have that much love for a player and that player still be in the NBA and not on their team, like for them to do that to that fan base. Like, I'm thinking about like there are people in that stands, I imagine, crying. Like,
Probably.
Like if a player means that much to your organization and that much to your community, forget the sports aspect, right? Because at the end of the day, those are all sports fans, but those are all citizens in the San Francisco, Oakland area, right? If we think about it from that broad perspective, for a person to mean that much to a community and be told we no longer require your services and no longer have the opportunity to serve in that community, whatever the service is, right? When you had an opportunity to continue it and that person still does that work, that just felt wrong to me. Like, from that perspective, like, what are y'all thoughts?
I mean, I understand what you're saying, but how do I put it? Like, at the end of the day, it was like a mutual thing. You know what I mean? Like, Klay also, they gave him opportunity to stay, and he didn't want to. And from
for
like
the money.
But let's be real, though.
Yeah, but like from all accounts, it just seemed like last year when you spoke to Klay and you heard stuff from like the Warriors, like brass, from all accounts, it felt like the separation was pretty much needed at that point.
Why?
And
just pay him. Just pay the money.
It's tough because we don't have to get into it, but now you paying him is no longer what it used to be. Paying him is now.
So what?
Because
how many billions did he put in the Laker brothers' pockets?
I know. I remember. I was
how many billions?
Last year. I was doing saying last year, but the point is, even no matter what the case is, if you paying him, detriments your team for years to come at that point.
Not true. It detriments your pockets.
No, detriments the team.
No, it doesn't.
The team
pay the tax. Pay the tax, Alex.
It's not just the tax, Farrah.
That's what I'm going to say. Pay the tax.
It's not just the tax. It detriments your team. It affects your ability to build a literal roster. And you could talk about
how?
The CBA.
Wait, how?
The CBA. If you are over the
pay the tax,
Farrah, if you are over the tax for too many number of years, you literally lose draft picks. You can't make trades like you used to. There are penalties under this new CBA. It detriments your team for years. This is why we are watching teams literally letting players go. We just saw Paul George walk away for nothing. We saw Klay Thompson walk away for nothing. We see teams trading Cat after just making the Western Conference Finals after a year because the new CBA is ravaging teams. They are affecting your ability to make to make a team for years to come. You're literally losing draft picks if you're paying the tax for too long. It's a different CBA. We gotta talk about that too, because
how long of a deal did Klay sign with Dallas?
I don't know, like 3 years.
So it's just 3 years you got to deal with it.
But if you're over the tax for those 3 years, there's future like penalties you have to pay.
But
Future
also
penalties.
for the Warriors specifically, those 3 years are potentially Steph's last 3 years. They're trying to win now with him.
Nah,
Look what they're doing. They're winning now without
They're
Klay.
winning. No, what do you
Klay
mean?
was not-
Yes. And this is honestly, I've been saying this for years. Buddy Hield was the best pickup for them. Legitimately.
could've
he
still got him.
was.
You could have still got him.
But it wouldn't have worked with Klay because they played the exact same position, the exact same style.
I have a question.
Yep.
Do y'all feel like, and y'all are Knicks fans, and I know you don't feel this way, and I think this is like, out of all the jokes I make with Knicks fans, this is the one I'm dead serious about. And when I say like I'm a fan of ownerships and I'm a fan of organizations, right? Like I don't keep the sports context in just like fandom. Like when you support a business, an organization that utilizes so much public funds and utilizes public services, right? And provides the service that entertainment is, because it's a service, right? Like think about how on fire this city has been due to the Liberty Championship, right?
Mm-hmm.
Jeannie Buss always says like she considers herself just the steward of the Lakers public trust, right? For as much as they own the team and she makes money off that, they are nothing if not for the community. They literally could not play in the city if the local municipal administration didn't allow it and grant them the licenses to use the buildings and employ local businesses and all that stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel like the money that they charge, the space that they occupy, the services and utilities that they use in the city, the water and electricity? Think about New York. We're in a drought now.
Mm-hmm.
How much water do you think Barclays Center uses?
Wow.
Right? Just as one example, right? Just to keep that kind of institution going, right? For that to be justified, do you think there's no public service requirement of that? Or do you think that that a sports organization in the way that it exists is just a private entity that can be left alone to do whatever it wants?
It depends on how you're asking me the question. Are you asking me from a legalistic, capitalistic mind, or are you asking me as a person in the community?
But it's not capitalistic. There's public resources and funds being
It's more
used.
social.
It's not
socialist.
private. It's not a private enterprise.
But it is a private enterprise.
But it's not. That's kind of my whole point. If it was a private enterprise, buy your own land, build your own building.
Well, you know, you and I both know, and Alan and Paul too. There are private public utilities that are still private, and that's what the sports organization is.
But sports organizations don't use private utilities.
Yes, they do.
No, they don't.
They use publicly owned land, but they make a private utility. You can't just enter MSG whenever you want. There's security.
No, I'm saying utility, like literally, bro. Like water, electricity, bro. Like
okay.
Water, electricity, air service. That's all public stuff, bro.
But it's paid for, so it's not like it's given. It's paid.
It's still a diversion of resources.
It's a paid. That's the contract. That's the social contract and the actual contract. This is what you sign up for.
So you think the money they pay for the use of public resources and funds, the money they pay for the license for that land, makes them square with the city?
I mean,
there's no fiduciary duty that arises out of that.
Well, okay.
No, because they're not fiduciaries. It's a different relation. If you're asking, this is why I was asking. Hold on, sorry, Paul.
Yeah, go.
If you were asking from a legalistic, capitalistic mindset, my answer, what I just said, remains. If you're asking me as somebody who's in the community and wants to see my community flourish, yeah, of course they should give back to the community. But those are two different questions. And they're approaching it not from the second standpoint, but from the first.
This is a broader political conversation that we have to take, but like there is legitimately legal arguments and political arguments made about how the responsibilities that should be tied with the use of public funds.
I agree.
Public resources.
I agree.
So you're not wrong that currently as it stands, that's how our system is set up. I guess this is why I'm saying this is a deep point for me, because it speaks to my broader philosophy on that system.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you want to buy your own thing and be on the side or whatever and be totally privatized in entirety, sure, do what you want. The minute you start using tax dollars and start diverting resources from the community, bro, there's got to be some sort of fiduciary duty tied to that, bro. Like,
But are they using tax dollars? They're using their private dollars.
But either way, I'm
All
confused.
lawyers
About,
have it.
I'm confused. Wait. But the one thing I'm confused about is I don't understand what you said. Like, you think teams are not doing their fiduciary duty? Like what?
The New York Knicks absolutely aren't.
You said they
what
aren't.
fiduciary duty do they have?
To me, I'll answer your question. To me, because the business that you're in is entertainment, right?
Okay.
Then you have an entertainment responsibility, right? Winning at the end of the day is a part of the entertainment, sure. And you can say by prioritizing winning, we're serving our entertainment responsibility. But when you, through the course of that entertainment, create characters, right? Or welcome in people and entertainers that form real on the ground relationships, right? Like, it's beyond, like, the fact that all the fans are wearing the captain has one thing. All the staff was wearing the captain hat. What about all the community service that Klay Thompson does? What about all the time?
It doesn't have to end just because he's in Dallas.
Yes, it absolutely, as a fact, has to.
No, it does not.
He's in Dallas for 10 months out of the year.
He's a private citizen. He can still divert funds to help San Francisco.
Don't do that, bro. Don't do that, bro.
But it's
Don't
true.
Do that,
what
bro.
do you
Don't
mean?
do that, bro. Don't do that, bro. He literally is in. Not his presence. Not his presence.
That's true. That's true. But
not his time. Not his time.
Just because his physical presence isn't there doesn't mean.
But that matters. That matters, bro. That matters. Being present matters.
I agree with you, but it doesn't. Again, it doesn't mean that. And also, there's still off season. He can go back to San Francisco in the off season.
Let me
he
say
can
something.
be around.
I hear you. I just that's how I feel.
Paul say something because
go ahead.
I have a counterpoint to that too. But go ahead, Paul.
Yeah, let me say this, right? I understand what you're trying to say, Farrell, but I think you're dragging it when it comes to Klay Thompson, right? I think the duties that these teams have philosophically to the city, it's done through initiatives, through donations, through things like that, through hiring the people.
I'm talking about the entertainment perspective, though, because you're right. Like, I'm not saying the Warriors are like totally negligent, because I'm sure they do a lot of great work. But from the entertainment perspective, I think there's responsibilities even in the product. Like think about how we feel betrayed by HBO of what they did to Game of Thrones. That was a betrayal, right? You owed us. You had us follow along this show. You got us disinvested in these characters and in this storyline. You owed it to us to finish off that narrative arc and that story properly.
Hold on.
And you betrayed us. Which is why. Let me finish my point. Which is why I stand on an ethics standpoint of not watching the new Game of Thrones. You betrayed me. I don't care how good of a product you're gonna give to me now. In a very important moment in fandom, when you had us locked in, you built up all this momentum. For you to just not give a damn and put out that terrible quality product with Starbucks cups on set, like, I'm not forgiving you for that. As a fan, from an entertainment perspective, I will never forgive you for that.
You think everybody feels like you?
I don't, but that's why I'm bringing the conversation. I'm bringing the conversation to y'all. Like, where do y'all stand from that standpoint? That's another example. Like, I stand 10 toes on this point. Like, I'm never watching that show again. That's why that's why I say to Knicks fans, like the disrespect from an entertainment loyalty perspective that the Knicks organization has exhibited towards y'all. Like, I would never forgive them for some of the things they've done.
The Knicks are making
wait a second,
right now as we speak and have been making.
Maybe so, and I'll give you that. Which I don't want to get into a Knicks argument. I just wanted to explain why I have that hate. Like, that's where it comes from.
No.
Hold on,
wait. I gotta talk.
I left the fandom for 5 years.
No, I rock with you. And I respected that. Let's not go there. But Paul, go to your point.
Andre, for your sake,
let's not go there.
Let's not
for my sake.
Let's
use my Game of Thrones example.
For your sake, let's not go there. First of all, second of all, right?
I respect you, Drew.
When it comes to Alan made a great point earlier, and right now the Warriors are one of the best teams in the NBA. If they win a chip,
at what cost? At what cost?
If they win a chip, Stephen Curry gets another chip, they will be all right.
Right.
That's
And if
that's
they don't,
just facts.
and if they
Hold
don't,
on.
and if they lose, if they flame out in the play-in this year,
if they get to the playoffs outside of the play-in
no,
and
but
go
okay,
to the finals or
obviously,
go to the Western Conference Finals,
we know the answer if it goes right. If they win, it's fine. You've healed the wound. Thank you, organization. If they did this and then they flame out in the play-in,
then if it's you said the play-in, if it was just the playoffs, then that's different. Because wait, Pharaoh, wait. Let me talk.
You're changing what I'm asking.
I'm not changing it.
But I agree with the change. Like if it goes well in any way, then
Pharaoh,
it's fine. I'm asking you a very specific.
I refuse to talk about the play-in because they don't look like they're going to be in the play-in. And that matters a lot.
I
That's
know.
my whole point.
I know, but I'm not projecting that they will. I'm asking for the example to identify the principle.
Then
is the move justifiable if there's a reality where they flame out in the play-in?
We have a few years to see.
And that's gonna be my point. My point was gonna be
it's not what we see. I'm asking if that happens. If it happens,
we don't know because it's not a 1 year move. You don't move Klay Thompson for just to see what you're going to do next year.
I got you.
That's my point. You move Klay Thompson, even if they did like flame out and play, and like you said, what the team does is they have to put up the product out there for multiple years. They can't just go 1 year at a time.
So if they don't win a chip in the next 5 years,
still worth it.
If I'm a San Francisco resident, I'm liable to be pissed. No.
Yeah, but you're gonna be liable either way. If they kept Klay, you're gonna be pissed if you don't win the chip in 5 years.
I don't think I'm pissed, bro.
Yes, you.
I think you do.
Yes, you are.
If you are. Figure it out. When we gave Kobe
ain't nothing to figure out.
When we gave Kobe that last contract, I knew that as a fact of resulting of that, it was going to be a little bit before I got a championship. But you know what I got to see? Do you know what I got to see? I got to watch that last 60. I got to watch that farewell tour. I got the proper ending to the narrative that had been built for 20 years of my life, and then I only had to wait 5 more years to win another chip.
And you had one of the best at the same time.
2016, and I got a chip in 2020.
Pharaoh,
it was worth it. It was worth it.
Pharaoh, you got one. You had one of the best young cores at the time as well.
That's a fact.
Stephen Curry is not a young player. Stephen Curry is the team. He is the Warriors. Klay is second to that. That matters. They decided to prioritize. Hold on, Pharaoh. Wait, let me talk. They decide. Wait, please let me finish. They decided to prioritize Stephen Curry's last few years of his prime instead of Klay Thompson's legacy. If
that doesn't work, you ruin this for nothing.
Correct. No, correct. That's correct.
What doesn't work? If you almost get there, then
you gotta give it a chance.
Listen,
you gotta give it a chance. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But you can't just not do it.
I agree. I'm just trying to get agreement on that point. Like, that's the risk. I'm just trying to identify what the risk is.
What's the
risk?
It's the risky move.
Let me tell you something. What's the new shooting system in 2K? High risk, high reward. If they win a chip, it's a high risk and a high reward.
The fans love you for making the tough move. You did what we could never do.
Correct.
Thank you so much.
That's
what I'm saying. This isn't a keep our team competitive for a few more years move. You letting Klay Thompson go, the only way you can validate that in my eyes to the fandom is you got to win a chip with Steph.
If you are competitive for a few years, then you have a chance to win with Steph. If you don't get it, then that means you took a chance, and the fans will forgive it.
Hell no.
I don't know.
Yes, they will. And let me say this. And Pharaoh, your argument that you made earlier, right? I didn't say how I felt about Klay yet, because y'all were talking. Your argument that you made earlier is that when you were watching it, you were feeling like this shouldn't be happening, right? I'm somebody that was on this podcast saying they need to trade Klay or Draymond, right? And I think I was more on the Klay.
And I said always Dre.
Right? Hold on. Right? When I saw, because I was gonna go to sleep. Before that Mavericks game. That Mavericks Warriors game. When I saw, tonight is the night he goes back. I said, all right, let me watch it. I didn't feel anything. When I saw the hats and I saw everything, I was kind of shook because I was like, I didn't feel like I didn't feel like, oh, he should be on another team. I was like, this is wild. Him on another team, that was why I kind of got goosebumps watching it, and I didn't expect to feel like that, right? But I wouldn't go as far as to say this shouldn't be happening because I understand. First of all, Clay's in a winning situation, right? And hold on, no. Let me talk.
It's not about Clay though.
Let me
He's
talk.
fine, yes.
Let
but
me
that's the
talk.
point.
Let me talk. Clay's in a winning situation, and the Warriors look very, very, very good, right? So it's a win-win for both sides, right?
If the Mavs
in
win it this
society,
year, how do you feel as a
hold on, wait,
Warrior
let
fan?
me talk and then ask the question.
Sorry.
As a society, what we see from a lot of these billionaire I'm not gonna get political, but we see from these billionaire business owners, they can really care less about the workers, right?
I know.
They can really care less. What you're talking about is they owed Clay to keep him there and all of that. At the end of the day, it is
no, I'm not talking about Clay. That's why I was trying to cut you off. I'm not talking about the situation Clay ended up in and whether it was a disservice to him.
No, you said I said the Warriors owed Clay to keep him there.
No, that's not what I'm talking about.
That's
what I'm saying.
Farrah's saying the Warriors owe it to the fans to keep Clay.
Exactly.
And I'm saying
I didn't think it was when I was watching the scene that you're talking about, my sadness wasn't for Clay.
It was for the community.
My sadness was for the fans in the community. They shouldn't have to be doing this.
The fans,
When I saw how much they love him, because you're right, Clay was fine. Clay's on a Western Conference Finals team. He's good. I'm looking at those fans. I saw a fan crying on TNT.
The fans will be okay because one, they relate to your boss, feeling like they not really caring more about you than the business. Number one and number two.
No, they did not. What evidence do we have to say that?
Winning.
What evidence do we have to say that?
What do you mean? What evidence? That happens more to the everyday citizen than it does to the NBA players.
Wait, I'm confused on what you were saying.
People lose their jobs after doing a good job. You said earlier, if I have a business, right, and I'm the CEO, and I'm bringing in 200 mil. Yeah, no, you said 500 mil.
Me the fans have more of a loyalty to Joe Lacob than Klay Thompson?
No, they have more of a loyalty to the Warriors than Klay Thompson. Absolutely.
What for those fans that are 30 years and younger? What is the Warriors without Klay Thompson?
So what? They just not gonna be Warriors fans in Golden State now?
No, but here's my point. Once you get past your first generation, then the organization becomes something more to you. Like for me, the Lakers were Kobe. After Kobe ended, then the Lakers had to become something more to me.
Steph is still on the Warriors, by the way.
That's what I'm saying. So it's not Steph. If this happened to Steph, that's a different story.
And Draymond still on the Warriors.
I understand that Steph is the one, but that is what I think my point was. In that night, what I saw was that it wasn't just Steph, bro. In terms of the love, in terms of for this generation of Warriors fans, right? In terms of the love and the feeling of what the Warriors are. Unlike Kobe, where it was just Kobe. There was no player with Kobe that we could say, like, my Lakers in my mind are like these players. It was just Kobe, right? Because he was the only like constant with multiple championships, right? Actually, I kind of felt that way with Derek Fisher, but he wasn't a great player, so it wasn't as much.
That sounds
You're talking
crazy.
about
your argument.
No, because this is the difference. Klay Thompson is not Derek Fisher.
Right.
That's my point. It wasn't Steph by himself at this level of the fans association with that era in the winning. That night showed me, that reception showed me Klay emotionally is right there.
Were you surprised?
You're missing one key thing though. Klay, and I don't know if y'all will agree with this, but Klay is like that mostly because he helped them win. Like the duty that you were talking about before.
Exactly.
Yeah. But the duty that we're talking about, the organization owes duty to the community to put out the best situation possible to win.
Right.
If keeping Klay and that number one duty no longer like can coexist with each other, Klay is out of there, and that's the only thing. Because if the Warriors won 0 chips
I don't believe
and Klay played the same amount of times, he's not getting the same reaction.
I honestly don't believe in that. I think that's my overall point. Like, I honestly don't believe in that. I think, and you know why? Because every year that is what it is. I feel like there in every era there come these singular moments where you gotta understand the context. As a steward of entertainment, you gotta understand the sake of the story, right? You gotta understand the sake of the connection of what you're building here. Yes, we want to win. Yes, we want to win every year, but every fan knows reasonably we're not going to win every year. So sometimes, but sometimes other things are more important. I'm just be honest. Sometimes, very rarely, but we're talking about one decision in a player's career that is 15 years. Yeah, every other year, if you did this to Clay in 2018, if you did this to Clay in 2019, if you did this to Clay when he got hurt, all good, right?
Oh, like, no way.
No, not if he got hurt.
No, you're wilding. And Pharaoh, when the Lakers, in Kobe's last year, y'all had Lonzo, y'all had Russell, y'all had Julius Randle, y'all were still in the mindset of
That's not when he signed his That's not when he signed his contract, though. His last contract. No, but no. I'm saying the year you're talking about, his last year, he didn't sign a contract that year. The contract that messed us up that he signed was an extension. It was a 3-year extension. So you got to go 3 years before that. Those 3 years were the 3 years we made the draft picture about to talk about. Right, it was before we even did that. It was before he even did that we had a moment where we could have let him go and had cap space to stay a playoff team right there. And go get all-stars. We didn't do that. We decided we're gonna pay you for services rendered and just start a rebuild.
When did he start getting injured?
2012.
2012?
No, he was getting injured before that.
He tore his Achilles in 2012, 2013 playoffs. Or so the game, literally the second to last game before the 2013 playoffs, he tore his Achilles.
That was his first major injury, correct?
I mean, no, but if you're talking about the end of his career.
Well,
yes.
Yeah, right. Okay, and they gave him the contract after that, right? Okay, so what moves did they start to make after they gave him the contract?
Rebuilding moves. They started drafting.
Rebuilding moves. Okay, so like I said, right, they planned to still try and win.
No, they didn't. They didn't.
Rebuilding moves are still moves where you're planning to win in the near future. Yes, you are. You're not trying to win right away, but you're trying to win in the near future. Steph still being there made it so that you can't do that if you trade Clay. If you trade Clay, you got to start and try to win now. So that's why I'm saying they will be okay. That's because they're crying doesn't mean that the teams are going to last forever.
No, but you're speaking, you're speaking on both sides of the argument. My point was that knowing that, obviously I don't want you to move against winning, right? But I guess the argument is win now versus win later, right? Are you going to make a move that's prioritizing winning now, or are you going to make a move that is still working on winning later, but prioritizing respect for the fan base, right? The Lakers were fine. The Laker fan base was fine with. We knew that signing Kobe meant rebuild, right? Which meant that a championship would be delayed. We found that was more important. If they had ever
you had no choice though.
That's not true. What do you mean?
If you let go of Kobe, then who would you have gotten to still compete?
It didn't matter because we still sucked the next year regardless.
All right.
So it wasn't but that's my point. If we're gonna suck next year and we're gonna do rebuild, right? Don't let Kobe go and then go try to find a bunch of stars to save us from sucking. Don't let that man put on another jersey. So it's a little different circumstances, but it's the same thing, right? Like they were bad last year, right?
Mm-hmm.
They decided instead of keeping Clay and potentially being bad again this year, we're going to let Clay go and go try to sign some guys and try to save ourselves from being bad.
And now they're attending to.
Okay, cool. But that's why my point still stands. You better win a chip.
Not now. You don't got to win now. You have a window.
No, not this year. I agree it's a window, but that's what I'm saying. In this window, if you didn't win a chip, that's a betrayal, and I'll never forgive you.
Listen,
because what's the sacrifice? I gotta watch Klay Thompson another jersey just for us to make.
Unless you are the 2017, you want a shot at it, a good shot. They are 10-2. They're one of the best teams in the NBA. You want to rave about the Cavaliers and all
Paul,
the Warriors.
Paul, I'm gonna disrespect you a little bit, Paul, I'm going to disrespect you a little bit. Here's the difference that comes back to our style of fandoms. Certain fans want at least a shot. Other fandoms that have actually experienced winning, if we're not going to actually win it, fuck a shot mean to me.
Everything.
To you, because you ain't never had one. Because you ain't never had one.
Because
you ain't never had one.
Lakers fans.
No, it's real though. I guarantee you, Warriors feel the same way.
It's not
I guarantee you, the Warriors feel the same way.
The Lakers are gonna win every year. The Lakers prepare themselves to have a shot to win, and then sometimes you lose to a up-and-coming Thunder team, and then some years you win.
There's no value in a shot. That's what I've won.
That's all you could bank on.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. In real life, yes, it is.
Okay, no,
you want an opportunity.
But that doesn't mean anything to me. If I've done it before, what does an opportunity mean to me? It means nothing anymore. It means nothing anymore.
That doesn't make any sense.
No, it doesn't.
It doesn't make any sense.
Yes, it does. Yo, if I've done something multiple times, how valuable is almost doing it to me?
Those are two.
I've actually done it. I've actually done it.
Almost.
Yeah, but no, but you know what you're ignoring? You're taking the opportunity and detaching it from the result. Because it's not just a shot. If it's a shot and you don't get it, the ultimate thing that happens is you didn't get it. So you're not just gonna rate how the year went based on we had a chance to do it. What actually happened? It didn't work.
Wait, are you going from front facing or back? Because I'm thinking from a front facing perspective.
And that's the problem. What happens at the end of the year? You're talking about the point of the year where I had an opportunity to win. Let's talk about the end of the year, though. If I don't win, what did my year end with? Not winning. How valuable is that to me?
Not fair.
Nothing. It's nothing.
But if you have a window, then you have another shot.
Yes, Paul, but this is what I keep talking about. What happens? You're talking about the potentiality. As a fan,
that's all you got. You don't know you're going to win a chip.
I know, but at the end of the year, we know what happens. So at the end of the year, I'm still here as a fan. So what am I dealing with? Great, you got me an opportunity. But at the end of the year, if I'm standing here not having won anything, I don't care that we had a chance. And I didn't win. I didn't win.
And see, at a certain point, reality got to set in, and that's the problem with you Lakers fans. You're too arrogant.
That's your reality because you never won.
No, that's every fan's reality.
That's your reality.
Reality got to set. If you have a good team and you didn't win one year, you want the team to tool up, come back with most of the same players, and try and win again next year.
That's not talking to anything we're talking about. I'm talking about how you feel about how you valued how that year went.
And I'm saying,
if you never won.
Wait.
If you never won.
Let me ask you a question.
If you never win anything, a finals appearance at the end of the year, you feel real good about. If you won championships in your life, you don't care about no finals appearance.
I agree with you. And then after a while, you get over it.
That's
feelings are fleeting. After a while, you get over it. The Warriors are going to get over Clay not being there.
But now we're talking about the sacrifice. What you sacrifice just for a finals appearance matters to me. If we've won before, don't sacrifice my heart for just a finals appearance.
No, you sacrifice for a window, and then if you get one or two, then you're all right.
Paul, you keep changing it to talk about what happens. I'm talking about if in that window ends and we didn't win anything, you sacrificed my heart to not win anything. Let's get to the end result. I don't care.
How do you know?
Sure. Today, you're talking about how do I know? I'm telling you a reality, right?
Sure.
In the moment, if we have a chance to win and we have a window, the proposition sounds good. You sacrifice my heart for a chance to win. If that doesn't work, if we zoom 5 years from now and the best you got me for that was a finals appearance, I'm tight. Because what do I do with the finals appearance?
Let me tell you something about all sports fans. Clay was looking washed, man. No, because it's about winning, right? It's about winning, right?
You're deflecting, Alan. Answer my point.
I'm not deflecting.
If I've won 4 chips in my young fandom, if I'm 22 years old and I've won 4 chips, if after this move 4 years from now, the most that happened is we made it to 1 more finals, you think that's fine?
If you're that 1 or 2 year without a chip could end up like that could turn into 50 real quick.
Stop changing my ass. Stop changing my question. Answer my question.
What's your question?
If 3 years from now, if I'm 23 years old, I've already won 4 chips in my fandom. and you did this, and at the end of Klay's contract 3 years from now, the most that happens is a finals appearance. Do you think that finals appearance is valuable to me at all?
One finals appearance?
Yes.
No.
That's all I'm arguing. That's all I'm trying to say.
It's an illogical argument.
But
that finals appearance means nothing.
It's an illogical argument. It's based on feelings. Feelings are fleeting. He or she will get over it.
Their feelings part, but
feelings are fleeting.
It's not a good argument because you could easily just say you could as easily say, what if they win like 5? Like that argument doesn't mean anything. Like
no,
thank you.
No.
Because
if they were identifying,
he's talking about how you feel.
What I'm identifying is the risk, right, and the position you're putting the fan in, right, and what we're actually if they had because let's be real, as it stands, right. If we want to talk about their actual shot, it's awesome that they're 10-2, right. Do you look at this current roster and do you feel strongly they have a title shot?
Yes.
Are you kidding? Oh, that's the copy for next time.
Then
we're talking about that next week.
First of all,
if that's how you feel, then it's a different conversation.
First of all,
no, I definitely feel that way.
This move doesn't feel like, oh, it's very obvious that they made
I
the
can't
right
look
move.
at the Steph Curry.
You didn't want to get
That's
it
the whole system working well and be like, this isn't a title shot. They look good. They look very good. Steph Curry
got
might be the
Curry
best player in
over
the league
there
right now, bro. Next to AD.
A team that's 10-2 with Stephen Curry is always a championship
every single time.
What are we talking about?
I can't say
He's still in his prime.
History has shown me differently.
And if they don't win, I'm still not wrong.
And for the record,
because you have a window now. They have younger players that are way younger than Clay.
Every time Steph Curry has had a quote-unquote shot, this man made it to the finals. Every time he had a real shot, this man.
This team.
Why?
Because the system worked, and right now the system's going to work.
With who?
Yes, with Clay, but Buddy Hield is a Clay replacement.
Clay.
We gonna see.
We gonna see.
Yeah, we're gonna see. We're gonna see.
It looks nice now. Yeah. It looks nice now. Let's see when them lights get bright. Let's see when them lights get bright.
Let's see,
Buddy Hield. Let's see what happens when them lights get bright. Because if he stinks it up in the playoffs, I'm talking my ish. I promise you.
As you should. As you should.
And let's not forget, it's not just Buddy Hield that's balling over there. They got the Anthony. They got the Anthony Melton.
Unproven.
Wait.
Hold on. Let Paul go. Paul keep going. Unproven.
You got the. No. See, here's the thing.
Yeah. You don't want to say no one else. You don't want to say
because you need unproven guys. You need unproven younger guys. That's what you need to win a chip. Sometimes you need a balance of veterans and unproven younger guys. All the guys that they got this year who are getting rotational minutes are younger. The bench is strong. The starting lineup is strong. Their defense is way better because they got rid of Clay too, by the way.
I should call my boy Lorenzo. Yo, Lorenzo, shout out to you, boy. You know what it is. I wish I could call my boy Lorenzo. Because y'all are projecting, and like I'm speaking out of my own
projecting.
fandom.
I'm looking at what's happening.
You're not the only one I know Warriors fans.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying y'all are projecting because you don't know Warriors fans. I'm saying my take comes from how I would feel about a similar move as a Laker fan. I have a historical move to point to where I could it was a similar proposition, and like the move that I like was made, and I can tell you how I feel about it. Like
I still have it different.
How?
Because the example you brought up, they were rebuilding.
You know what I can go to? Shaq, Kobe. You know why Kobe's last 2 championships were so important, and partially to him? Because you got to rep. Yeah, but why is that important? Not just for his legacy. I could do without Shaq. It's about backing up the decision Jerry Buss made, which also backs up Jerry Buss's decision to the fans. Shaq is our finals MVP.
What year did they win?
Yes, but Kobe was young. No.
I said what year? What year did he get his first chip without Shaq?
2009.
But Kobe was young. You were banking on around a star younger player, not trying to eke out another chip out of the old player. And that's the difference.
Player's not old like that.
I know, but that is the difference. The window that we're willing to have with Kobe at 23, and you say, listen, we're going to bank on before this guy turns 30, we're going to win multiple chips. As a Laker fan, I can go, you know what? I'll rock with that. But even then, if he had never won 2 chips, I would have been like, damn, because Shaq got one without him. So Shaq still had chips in him. If Kobe never won another chip, as a fan, we're going to look back on that and be like, we fucked up.
Yeah.
Right? So that's what I'm saying. Like, the move has to be validated by chips. It don't matter if Kobe made some finals runs. If he didn't win those 2 chips, we would have been like, you know what? You probably should have kept Shaq because Shaq had at least one more chip in him. We could have got a different Kobe. Look at Dwayne Wade. We could have drafted Dwayne Wade. We could have did something, whatever. We could have whatever. Like, so these things matter. I'm not just speaking theoretically. Out of a fandom, these things matter. And if you're going to sacrifice heart of the fandom, it has to be a chip. Opportunity is not enough. It has to end with the result. The window is not enough. It has to end.
No.
With the result.
And based on everything that you said so far, and you put it all together, the basis of this argument is you don't believe in the Warriors, and that's why you think this is a bad move.
Correct.
And you should have said that a long time ago.
You're correct.
You should have said that a long time ago. And I'm saying I don't believe so.
Because I didn't want to spend the hour arguing about whether the Warriors are good or not, because that's a different conversation. I wanted to see where everyone stands on the principle. Right? And we ended at a point where you all kind of agree with me that like the move is only justified if they win.
Right.
No, I don't agree with that.
See, that's what I wanted to get to see if anyone disagree with that. So, Alan, you think that a finals run is enough to justify this move?
Yeah, competing is enough.
Hell no.
Because
I agree with him too. I agree with him too. Because you only have a shot.
Is to give yourself a shot. Like, I understand what you're saying, Pharaoh, but at the end of the day, like,
it's
a
not
shot
worth
is a shot.
it. That's what I was trying to say when I'm saying it's not worth it, bro. Just a shot with no result.
It's all just a shot, bro. That's my thing.
You were not winning with Clay.
This is why I can't talk to people who never won championship, because your imagination literally stops at a shot. Like, all you have is a shot. No, you don't. No, you don't.
So what else do you have? Wait. What else do you have?
This is so crazy.
What else do you have? You're looking.
You could win. You could win. Oh my God. This is
you never know if you're going to win before.
The Lakers have won only 6 times.
So sad. Your imaginations can't even take you there.
You never know if you're
that
going to
space
win.
in your mind.
You never know if you're going to win. That's why a shot is just like it's always comes down to just a shot. You never know if you're going to win.
Y'all don't hear it. Y'all don't hear it out loud.
No.
Like
Bro,
the limitations that y'all have.
No
like,
shit that's guaranteed.
Yeah, but who's talking about guaranteed?
Hold on.
I'm talking about the result, bro. Y'all are talking about the prospect and how I'm talking about. At the
we're
end
not
of the
winning
day,
with Clay.
Pause on the play.
At the end of the day, if all you had at the end of the day was a run, I'm not valuing that more than winning.
I got a question for Pharaoh.
I'm not even valuing that equal with winning it. And the fact that you're even holding the chance on equal footing with winning it is crazy to me.
Andre, say what you got to say.
No one said anything about equal footing. And by the way, there is such thing as a guaranteed chip. KD's to the Warriors.
Bro, let's not do that. But that's what I'm saying. Y'all are acting like a finals loss is not greatly less valuable than winning it.
Pharaoh, let me ask you a question. That's
what it's sounding like.
Who said anything about that?
Listen, the value you're putting on just the run. If you're telling me this kind of devastating move is justified for just the run, then you're holding just the run very high.
Let me ask you a question.
Who said just the run?
Alan just did. Alan just said if all they make is a finals appearance,
but the part that you're missing, that you're also missing is if I keep Clay and the team is losing, I'm holding that lower.
Let's ask him that. Now I was just about to ask Pharaoh.
That's the part I'm holding lower.
Hold on. Let's ask him. If they keep Pharaoh, if they keep Clay, and they're playing every year,
here's what I'm gonna say.
Or worse.
No. Here's what I'm gonna say.
Is it worth it?
No, this is how I'm identifying the value proposition. And Andre, see if you feel me on this. To me, and this is where we differ. To me, here's how. When ending the season, not having won a championship is the same, no matter how it looks. I don't care.
I said for 5 years straight.
No, listen to what I'm saying, because it really gets to the heart of what you're saying. Y'all are holding them not having made the run lower. That's my problem. I'm saying if we don't win the chip, That's it. We didn't win the chip. I don't care what it looked like, whether we got to the finals, whether we won 10 games. If it's a year we didn't win the chip, I feel the same about it. That's what I'm saying.
That's illogical.
That's too much.
No. That's
you
fair.
didn't win.
That's
You
not
didn't
fair.
win. What benefit do I get
But
out
you
of
can only know that in hindsight. So why not give myself a chance? But I mean, that's why I don't understand like what you're saying.
because I know the feeling. That's why I think you guys don't understand. Because
No, bro,
once
you only know
once
that
you
in
ended the
hindsight.
season and you know what the feeling is like of winning, any feeling other than that is all the same.
So why not give
The
yourself
only
a
reason-
chance to get that
why,
feeling?
You know why though? You know what why you don't feel this? Because you never got there. The feeling of almost getting there feels so much better than not having a chance at all. And I know that. I understand that feeling, right? Like with the Liberty, right? Like the Liberty have never won a chip, right? The feeling of never winning a chip, if you get close, that's a feeling that you've never felt before. It's better than being in the lottery. But once you've experienced the premium feeling of winning a championship, it's so far and supreme better that the distinction between the feeling of getting close and being in the lottery is minuscule. It doesn't matter anymore. Getting close cannot make me feel better than being in the lottery anymore because I know what the other feeling is. You can't turn off my knowledge of that. Once I felt that, anything that's not that doesn't feel good.
But that's illogical because the
Okay,
closer
wait.
you are,
Wait
the
till
better
y'all
chance.
win something and then come talk to me.
Wait,
I
wait,
would
wait.
still say
So
the
you
We can't have this
with
conversation.
this
It's
logic,
illogical.
with this logic,
RJ, you're right. RJ, you're right, and that's why I know that they're never gonna understand me.
No, he's wrong.
They're never gonna
Wait,
understand.
wait.
You're
Let me
never
ask you
gonna
a
Championship
question.
is a myth.
Let me ask you a
It's a
question.
myth.
Let me ask you a question.
You're never gonna understand it.
Championship
You're
or
never
bust is
Let
a
me ask you
myth.
a question though. Let me ask you a question though.
Impossible.
So
It's
why
a
not?
myth.
If you
It's not
feel
real life.
that way, why didn't y'all? Do you think the Lakers should just let LeBron walk this year?
Huh?
Well, if you feel that way, do you feel like the Lakers should have just
No,
let
because
LeBron walk?
no one else was coming.
So it doesn't change anything.
No, yes, it does because the best chance to win a championship is still with LeBron because there's no. And is my point. There is no alternative that I could argue and literally say gets us closer to a championship. So why would I not keep the guy that already has won a championship for me instead of trying to chase one with someone that I don't know?
You can argue the same thing with the Warriors.
That's a
But
fact.
they did get rid of someone they know to go chase it with guys they don't know.
Yeah, no.
It's the little opposite. It's the little opposite. They're letting a guy they know go, who they've won championships with, to go chase a championship with guys they don't know.
No. They let someone go for a better shot at the championship.
But you don't know that. That's my point.
They
Why
think
would
that
I-
doesn't
why
matter
would
what we know. It's what they feel. It's what they think. It's what that's what the teams do. They do what they put themselves in the same position.
You asked me why I didn't let go of LeBron.
Yes.
Why would I go chase a chip in a more unknown fashion than keep the guy that I have won a chip with and try to thug it out?
If you feel like because
Exactly.
Because at the end of the day, no, because like you just said, you're giving yourself a shot. That's the end all be all. You're giving yourself a shot.
Let me say something. Let me say something quick.
We're gonna keep going in circles on this, and I've explained why.
All right, let me say something quick.
The shot is the shot. You're just changing.
Wait, real quick, right?
Saying.
Hold on. First of all, championship.
No, sorry. Wait. Let me clarify, Andre. It's not. I'm not saying that. But the thing that's being prioritized with keeping LeBron is not my thoughts on who we have a better shot at. It's at I'm not sacrificing the passion for a different type of shot. If all we're looking at is shots, then I'm the premium of trying to take this shot and feeling really good about it and keeping the players that I've grown connection to. I value that more.
No,
if all we're talking about is a shot, because the shot means nothing to me.
Let me say this.
Right.
First of
the
all,
only way I'm willing to get rid of, and we see this with trades, right, mid-season. The only way, like the Raptors are a perfect example. If the Kawhi didn't win that chip in 19, I as a Raptors fan never forgive you. For you to trade DeMar,
agreed.
Mr. Raptor, if you didn't go get a chip,
oh, Mr. Raptor is Kyle Lowry. Don't forget, but keep going.
Sure, but if you go trade DeMar, the guy that thugged it out with us forever, and it's not even that strong because he never won one. But for you to do that, if you don't win a chip, bro, I never forgive you, bro.
All right, first of all,
I never forgive you, bro.
First of all, let me say this, right? Number one, championship or bust for a few organizations is a myth because all them franchises end up in the lottery at some point. And that year when they're in the lottery, they're not winning the chip at all. So that's number one. Is it a bust? Then no, it's not. Number one. Number
Yes,
two,
what are you talking about?
Clay.
What are you talking about? It's not a bust. It's a bust.
It's not a bust because
It's a bust.
if you're in the lottery, you're prepared for the future. So it can't be a bust year.
You're not. This is what I'm explaining, bro. The championship or bust mentality, what they're talking about, what that references is what it feels like to be a fan. There are certain organizations that your fandom reaches a certain point, bro, where those 2 years don't feel different.
And now I'm saying.
That's what I'm trying to explain to you, bro. A year where you get to the finals and lose, and a year where you're in the lottery, as a fan of these teams, they don't feel different.
And my second point, to be able to rebuttal to your point, my second point is this, right? If they keep Clay and they're in the play-in every year, versus they trade Clay and they're 10-2 every year like they are now, have a real shot to win a chip and actually couldn't win a chip one or two of those years. Hold on. Two of those years, right? As a fan that wins a lot of chips, I understand for y'all, yes, it feels like it's all the same.
It's the same.
Wait, Pharaoh. It is not, though. Logically speaking, it is not the same. If you have a shot to win a chip, you can win the chip. Only teams that win a chip are the teams that have a shot. So it is not the same. And if I'm a front office, I am not pandering to the emotions of emotional fans because I know what's best for the team. And what's best for the team is to win a chip. The Warriors could win a chip this year. If they don't, the way the team is set up, they can win next year. And the year after that. And the year after that. And the year after that, because they have a younger team that can win a chip. And if they win the chip, then it's worth it. If they don't win a chip, what's the alternative? Being in a play-in? That's not worth it. It's not.
You answered my original question that you don't think that they have any responsibility to the emotional well-being of the fans. And thank you for bringing us full circle.
That's not true.
And
that's not true.
Not true. Just said it. You just said it. You just said it. You just said it. I'm the owner. I'm not caring about emotional fans. I'm gonna do what's best for the team. That's where you stand.
I said I'm not. I said because I know what's best for the team.
Sure. So stand on the side.
So if I know what's best for the team and I end up winning or giving them a shot to win, are the emotions going to change and be happy anyway? You don't care about the short-term emotions. You don't.
Exactly. That's my point. That's my point. That's where you stand.
I think putting the best foot forward is caring about the emotional of the fans. So
right, exactly.
You don't win chips if you have that mentality. Like Mr. Lakers fan.
That can't be true because I've done it.
If you had that mentality, Mr. Lakers fan. What are you talking about?
Paul, how can you say that when the Lakers operate that way?
I think we're going
more than what are you talking about?
You had Kobe Bryant for 20 years, and then LeBron decided to betray the NBA and join the Kobe Bryant team.
And you know why players always want to come to
LeBron should even be on the Lakers. That's what he talking about.
You know why? Because we operate that way.
Y'all got this little bubble chip that we don't care about.
That's why players will always come to the Lakers. That's why players will always come to the Yankees.
Nobody care about the Lakers. Anybody care about the Lakers? Y'all lucky you had Kobe for 20 years. You had Kobe for 20 years, and now y'all feeling so arrogant. That doesn't happen a lot. LeBron James is in the league 22 years. He was for all of the other Cavaliers.
Before that, who do we have?
Y'all had Magic.
And he stayed, right?
Not for 20 years.
He stayed. He literally stayed until he couldn't no more. What you mean?
Not for 20 years.
Yeah, man, and he stayed, right? He stayed, right? Name a superstar. Name a real, legitimate Hall of Fame top 10 player superstar that's ever left the Lakers.
Shaq.
Traded different. He would have never left of his own accord.
He would have left on his own accord. He was beefing with Kobe.
No, he would not have. No, he would not have. He said it many times. It never happens. You know why? Because we operate that way.
Y'all were operating that way when y'all
Kobe almost left
in the lottery. When y'all
and he didn't. Why? And he didn't. Why? Exactly.
Y'all were operating that way.
Why do you think he didn't leave?
Why you gotta humble y'all. I'm trying to tell you. The league doesn't wait for anybody. If you have a chance to go get the chip, you go get it. Your feelings will change.
Oh, you
It will
can't make the
change.
argument. Well, you can't make the argument to me because we did it the way we did it, the way I'm talking about, and won a chip in 2020.
I don't respect the 2020 chip.
And that's fine, bro. And that's fine, bro. At the end
A
of the-
lot
we
of
were-
people
first,
don't.
first of all, you're acting like we wouldn't have won it anyway. We were the best team in the league that year by far.
I don't know if he would have won in 2020 regardless.
We were the best. We were the best
There are
team in
so
the league
many
that year by far.
factors. So many
We were the
factors that
best
were
team in the
missing.
league.
I don't
We
know.
don't. Bro, argument is done. There's a reason why you'll never understand. It's funny that I'm the only person on here whose team has won a chip, and I'm the only person on here that has this perspective. I'm just saying it's a fact. Bring a Warriors fan on here and ask them. Bring a Warriors fan on here and ask them if they feel.
Fast Breaks family. If you have a Warriors fan,
or a Spurs fan,
opinion.
or a Spurs fan.
The Spurs, you mean the Spurs that were bad until they got Wemby? You do what's in the best interest of the team.
I know exactly who we're going to
Come
call.
on,
We're going to
man.
call former
What are you
Fast
talking
Breaks
about?
team member Dean Colbert with the Miami Heat, my brother in Christ. We're going to call you, and you're going to show up next episode, bro. We're going to get a Miami Heat.
You are wilding, Andre.
Once you,
I don't know what this
my final
man is
point on
talking
this
about.
is to connect all the points. Once you've won a championship, you have to know that your fan base is emotionally situated in a way where certain risks, if they don't pan out in winning, aren't worth it. The emotional toll, if it doesn't turn into championship, aren't worth it because you have to know your fan base is not going to give you any kudos for making a move that was painful and not winning. Other franchises, yes. Other franchises, if you make a painful move and you get close, that's going to be satisfactory for them. When you are a steward of certain franchises where you know the fan is not going to give a damn about almost winning, you don't take certain risks.
Actually, I just thought of something that even
You can't win if you don't get to almost winning.
It's
It's about the risk, though. That's what I'm saying.
You have to take the risk to win.
Wait.
I know, but that's my point.
Something that
when you're a certain franchise, certain risks you don't take because you know if you don't win. To your point, right? You never know if you're gonna win, right? So there's no shot that's better or not, right? You're unclear. You never know, right? So if I know that as a fact, if I have a certain franchise, I'm not gonna take certain risks because I know that it's not gonna guarantee me a chip, and if I don't get it, my fan base is gonna be unhappy.
Okay, well, let me ask you this. Let me bring this. We don't have to get into it because I know we want to end soon. But in this specific scenario with the Warriors and Klay Thompson and everything, keeping your perspective of what they owe the fans, I can make the argument they did this for that same reason because they're trying to put the Warriors in the best position to win because they still have Steph Curry. Mm-hmm. If Steph Curry feels like he's not in the best position to win, there's a chance that he could leave.
He'll never leave.
No, there's a chance. If it's the last couple of years, he has said you don't know that, Pharaoh.
He just resigned, bro. What are you talking about?
Yeah,
he's not going nowhere. He's not going anywhere.
There's a chance to feel that. If he felt like the Warriors are whack, he even said himself. He said if there was one other franchise he could play with, he mentioned it hard. There's a chance he could leave. He's always saying, "I want to stay here," but you never know. I'm just saying. The point
is leverage. That's leverage talking. You know it, bro. He's not going.
The point is, you never know, dog. There's
mad people. There's
mad people could have said it about. You never know. We just saw Dwayne Wade leave. We just talked about how weird it was. Dwayne Wade left.
And why did he leave? Because the Heat were moving funny.
Huh?
He left because the Heat were moving funny.
Oh, but the Warriors will be moving funny if they just kept Klay and were losing the whole time.
Exactly.
No. The moving funny that they did with the Heat is they didn't want to pay Dwayne Wade.
We don't know what, at the end of the day, we don't know what moving funny for Curry is.
That's my point. When you start not wanting to pay champions, you're moving funny, and that's when Dwayne Wade said,
"If you're not trying to win, if you're not trying to get more chips because I have a chance to be the best player, one of the best players ever, I'm not paying for chips. That could be moving for
Wait a second, Curry. That is moving funny. Having Buddy Hield, Anthony Melton, and I forgot who else they got, but they got some players that could shoot threes. Having them combined is better than having Klay Thompson right now. Klay Thompson only looks good because he's with Luka and Kyrie and those guys.
If Steph Curry comes to the front office,
Klay look like trash last year.
If Steph Curry comes to the front office, like, no, we got to do something. Like, it seems like doing good. Y'all need to make some trades. And the front office tells them, like, sorry, Curry, we can't do nothing because we signed Klay to $60 million.
It's very obvious Steph's not happy that Klay's gone, which is part of the topic we never got to. What we learned from that game. It's very obvious. So I'm not hearing it. It's very obvious. It's
right,
very
there's no talking. We can end it. There's no guarantee. You can end it.
Am I lying? Am I
Who
lying?
cares?
He'd be
Because
mad
they're
if he'd be
attending
mad
two.
if it was ass.
Now it's who cares. Alan's
They're
saying.
attending
What if
two.
he'd be mad if there was ass?
Alan's saying Steph. What if Steph wanted this because he wanted the team to be better? And
No, that's not what I'm
Phil's
saying.
who
That's not what I'm
cares?
saying. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying if they didn't put the team in the best position to win, that you're risking losing Steph Curry, and then what the fans gonna feel like then?
Right. And
That's
trading
my
Clay
point.
put them in a better chance to win a
Because-
chip. So
because
although
Steph
Steph
Curry
doesn't
is
like it
Warriors.
right now,
Trade him.
if
didn't
they
trade him.
actually get a chip or get close, he will understand. You know that too.
They didn't trade him. Why do you keep saying trade him? It was a free agency, and they didn't pay
Let him go. Let him go. And open up a spot for some players that can hit some threes and play some defense consistently. Because Clay can't play defense like he used to.
How do fans gonna feel if Steph Curry leaves because the team ass? you think that's fiduciary duty to the fans at that point?
If y'all think he wasn't gonna leave in 2021, why would he leave
2021 was
now?
different. 2021 was
Why would he leave now? Why would he leave now?
Remind me what happened in
Why?
2021.
Because Clay's
They were ass.
borderline a wash.
Remember when they got Jonathan
injury?
Wiseman? When they were in the lottery?
He was injured himself. They was asked because they were injured.
No,
Yeah,
he
it's a
played
fact.
that
It's
whole
not the same
year.
thing.
He played that whole year.
No, he
It
did
Somebody
not.
was injured. It was
2021.
either Clay or Draymond. Somebody, one of them
was
was
both of them. It was
injured.
both of them.
Like,
It was both
they
of
didn't
them.
have. They just have a bad year because it was ass. Like somebody was out for a long time.
No, there were multiple people out.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Multiple people.
It
Clay was
bad
out.
injuries.
Steph was out. Draymond was. There was a point where they had nothing but
So
bench
what
players.
did, so what did, and so what did 2022 prove?
2022 proved that Steph Curry is one of the greatest ever. That's what that proved.
2022 proved that you need to retool. That it's important to retool. And it's important to develop young players. That is important.
Because y'all fucked up and traded Jordan Poole, now we got to trade Clay. Because y'all fucked up and could. No, hold on. Let me finish. So because y'all fucked up and could have developed Jonathan Wiseman, now we got to let Clay go. Because now y'all don't know what to do with Jonathan Kuminga. Now we got to let Clay go.
Jonathan Kuminga's on.
Let's keep it all in context, though. No, let's keep it all in context because they had it. They had it. You won with them, and you had a young core developing, and y'all messed that up. And now because Clay can't be carrying, and we don't have any young core, now you got to let Clay go to get a young core when you had one already.
That's to let those guys go in order to pay Steph, Draymond, and potentially Clay.
That's not true. Jordan Poole was already paid.
Yes, they had to trade him. They had to trade him because he was already paid.
You tell me they trade Jordan Poole for money?
Yes, that was the reason why they paid him.
All right,
that's just a fact, Pharaoh.
You're not telling the truth today.
Oh my god.
Money was a big consideration. Listen,
crazy.
the vibes. Here's the thing.
Crazy if y'all think Jordan Poole got traded for money.
Here's the thing.
That's the major part of it.
Hold on. Here's the thing. Everything that the Warriors do is to ensure Steph Curry brings them another championship. If it doesn't do that, they're not doing it. Letting Clay go was because keeping him didn't ensure Steph another championship.
But
if
you're
they
taking
wait,
out
let me finish.
other moves they made.
Let me finish what I'm saying.
Also took away.
Can I finish what I'm saying first? Please. I let all of y'all talk for a minute, for a long minute. Bringing in somebody that can do what Clay does without the injury risk and without the age retools not just the team, but it revamps the system that they already have. I know we love Clay. I know we love Draymond. I know we love Steph together as a unit, but let's not forget the reason that they became a 73-9 team and became a dynasty is because of a system. And Buddy Hield, along with Steph and Draymond, fits that system. If they kept Dante DiVincenzo or another guy like that, they needed a piece, and Clay couldn't be that piece anymore.
And I
so
think
what do? You replace it.
I think that's disrespectful, and that's the Steve Kerr glazing that has to stop.
It's not Steve Kerr glazing. It's a whole organizational.
System or not, we got to start putting respect on what Klay Thompson's value was to that team. I don't care
it's
about
a huge respect. Because if he can get the job done, I don't care about system. He can get the job done.
Was the word he said was
Gordon Gale. Whose fault is it that Wiseman is ass?
We don't know.
we know because look what's happening with Jonathan Kuminga.
Jonathan Kuminga's on a 10-2 team right now.
He's not ass on the Warriors.
He's not ass, but is he where he should be based on his talent and skill level?
He can't be because Draymond is still active. There's nowhere to put him.
Jonathan Kuminga could be a 2 guard in this league. What are you talking about? Draymond plays 4 and 5.
Jonathan Kuminga.
He can't be.
He absolutely could, and that's the problem. He absolutely could. That man is a 2-3.
That man's a 3-4.
He's a 3-4. He's a
No, he's not. That's
How tall is he? He's 6'9". He's a 3-4.
He's a 3-4.
since when has height mattered in the modern NBA?
It doesn't matter, but it's a consideration.
No, it's not.
I don't
It
believe
is
he
a
has the
consideration.
handles. I believe he has the handles to be a consistent 2-guard. His 3-point shooting improved this year, but over his career so far,
Man,
it hasn't
if you
been
look
what
at
it
that
needs
man's
to be a
talent and see
consistent
a small
2-guard.
forward, bro. I don't know what to tell you, bro.
He looks like a
He's
small,
a small
forward.
forward.
He played like a
I
small
put him at a
forward.
small forward over a shooting guard
Cool. So how's Draymond taking a spot?
because he's not. I said I would put him over a small forward over a shooting guard. He's
Sure.
really a 4.
So if
He's a 4.
Not, bro.
Yes, he
No, he's
is.
not, bro. That
He's
man
a
is
modern
not.
4 at the best. He's a small ball 4, bro.
And this is the problem.
Why is that a problem? Why is that?
Because his development has you thinking that all he is a 4.
His development.
I mean, really, the answer should be
All right,
Draymond
all
needs
right.
to play center.
That man
I mean,
is a
listen,
small
I don't
forward,
think he's
bro.
been. I don't think he's been developed properly, but I don't think he's a 2.
Sure,
I don't
maybe
think-
not a 2, but he's a 3. That man
Yes.
is a 4.
At the best case scenario,
Yeah.
right now, you're right. All his skill set is a 4. But honestly, in today's
And
modern
I
NBA,
don't see a problem with that.
who said I don't see a problem? But honestly, in today's NBA, most 4s are just taller 3s. That's all they are. In today's NBA, that's mostly what they are.
Big facts.
So
And
I don't know why that's
what are 3s?
what 3s are 3s. 3s are their own thing now. 3s are
Right.
their own.
Right. That's what I'm saying. He's a 3.
No,
He's not
you
a
said
4.
he's a 2. Nah, you said he was a 2. What are you saying?
I said he's a 2 or a 3.
You can't be 2 or 3. All right. Not really.
Mikal
That's what
Bridges. Mikal Bridges. If Mikal Bridges won the Warriors, does he become Mikal Bridges?
Yes.
Wait,
Hell
what?
no.
Wait,
Mikal
what?
Bridges becomes a 4.
Wait, what? Wait, what?
No, that's crazy. Because
Wait,
they let
wait.
When he got drafted, don't talk. I'm talking about. Don't think about Mikal today. Think about the Mikal Bridges that got drafted.
he got drafted as a 3.
No, he did not.
Yes, he did. 6'6",
Well,
he's a 3.
sure he did. If Steve Kerr got him as a rookie, what is Steve Kerr turn Mikal Bridges into?
A 3.
Not
Andrew
a 4.
Wiggins.
No, he does not. No, he does not.
Not a 4.
I promise you, he turns him into a 4.
He has no skill set that attributes to being a 4.
Steve Kerr has Gary Payton Jr. playing backup center.
Yeah, but
You got
Stop talking to me, bro.
can Jerry Payton Jr. shoot? Can Jerry Payton Jr. shoot?
No, that's why he's over there.
He ain't got
He
this.
can't
skill.
shoot.
Bro.
But then again, Mikal Bridges can't shoot no more, so maybe.
Nets
All right.
fans are hilarious. Let's get out of here, man. The Nets fans are invading.
Yo, what's the
That's Gordon.
difference between Benedict Mathurin and
You
John?
see it, Gordon?
Oh my God.
Who?
Yo, Farrell, let's go.
What do you say? What do
Listen to
you say?
yourself.
We're out.
What do you say?
Benedict
Fast Breaks
Mathurin.
family, thank you for joining us for
What
another.
do you say about Benedict Mathurin?
Yo, what's the difference between Scotty Barnes and Jonathan Kuminga?
Scotty Barnes is a 3-4.
Scotty Barnes can hit the 3. Scotty Barnes hits the 3 consistently.
Quickly,
Yo, I'm so
RJ
tired of
Scotty.
these numbers and positions, bro. Y'all know what I'm saying.
Forget
Y'all know-
the
y'all know
3
exactly what I'm
Here's the
talking
difference.
about.
Scotty Barnes
All right.
shoots.
You want to
Scotty
talk
Barnes
about?
is a
You want to
shooter.
talk? Wait. You want to talk
Scotty
about
Barnes.
Scotty
Kuminga?
Barnes is more of a shooter than
He's
Kuminga.
not.
Wait,
Scotty
Kuminga
Barnes
looks
is
better
not.
than Scotty
Yo,
Barnes.
Alan, what
Kuminga looks better than Scotty
talking about?
Barnes. Kuminga
Huh?
looks better than Scotty Barnes right now. So the development that we're saying
Why is he on the bench? Why
because
is he on the bench?
I feel like
they're 10 and
Because of
2 and he
Draymond.
fits better on the bench than in
yeah,
the
I feel
starting
like he
lineup.
fits better in the bench
Exactly.
but that's because of
That's what
Draymond though. They need more shooting on the starters. I really don't think it has anything to do with
So this guy who has a potential to
personnel.
be a fringe all-star, because Scotty Barnes is a fringe all-star, no? He actually was an all-star last year, no?
I think so.
So this guy that looks better than an all-star is on your bench. And we're just saying it's not a development problem in Golden State. I'm done. Y'all have a good week.
Oh wait, Scotty. Oh, Scotty, you talking about Scotty Barnes on the Toronto Raptors?
yes.
So I'm done. Y'all have a good week. This has been Fast Breaks. You're talking about a guy looks better than an all-star, but he's on the bench over here. All right.
It be like that sometimes.
That
When
begs
you
the
have
question
other
is-
players on
That
your
begs the
listen,
question:
man.
Is Scotty Barnes playing like an all-star this year?
No, he was
He's
asked
hurt.
this
He's
year.
hurt. He's hurt.
So
But
we
don't
gotta
do
get out
that.
of here.
I just had to look up his stats. I immediately took back what I said about Scotty.
Yeah. What are we talking about, bro? So that
Immediately.
man made an all-star game. and y'all telling me, oh, there's no problem over in Golden State.
Listen,
This
his
guy's
coach
just
thinks
saying.
he's going to be
If
the
they
face
are
of the
10-2,
league.
listen.
I'm not talking about the team. I'm talking about players.
Listen. The team comes over the players, man. That's how it is on every franchise, including yours. The team over the players. Come on, let's get out of here.
Especially yours. Lock this up. Fast Breaks family, thank you for joining us for another thrilling episode.
Oh wait,
What?
Dominga does not look better than Scottie Barnes. I looked up the stats.
No, we're not talking about stats. We're talking about in terms of talent. Jonathan Dominga looks like a way more talented player than Scottie Barnes, and Scottie Barnes was an all-star. Yet they got this guy on the bench.
Personnel, man. All right.
Players, it's always like that. Which is why the Warriors will be okay that they traded Clay because they have a better chance without.
Why are you yelling at me?
Out of my ear, brother.
Why are you yelling at me? What's wrong with you?
Let's get out of here. Why are we still alive right now?
Fast Breaks family, thank you for joining us.
My fault.
Hey man, we out here. This was good talk. It was.
Come on. It's fast breaks. Listen. We back with another one.
Fast breaks, yeah, we coming with the takes. Never early, never late, but we always push the pace, yeah. And we really study tape, y'all just view the highlights. Man, we really watching games, yeah. You just watch from the stands. We run 3-man weeks, Paul, Dre, and Allen, yeah. Way more than a fan. We got love for the game. We don't have to pretend. Got it out the mud like you get it off the glass. I'm the run the fast break. Throw me the outlet. Yeah, we got it out the mud like you get it off the glass. Time to run the fast break. Throw me the